Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free For All, the show that is for the fans, by the fans, and boy, oh boy, do we have a show today. It has been rumored forever that this might happen, that Christian McCaffrey could indeed be out the door, but alas, it's no longer a thing of controversy. It's no longer the thing of hushed rumors going around shady Twitter accounts. No, ladies and gentlemen, it is very real. Christian McCaffrey is now the newest member of the San Francisco 49ers, man. We're going to talk about all of that today. We're going to get your opinion on the matter. That's right, because this is your show. If you want to join the show, the link is in the description box down below the video on YouTube and Facebook. And if you scroll up, I posted it in the chat room right next to the video. Without further ado, man, you know I'm here with my Friday Free For All faithful, man. You already know him and love him. First up, he's a member of the Four Horsemen. He is here every Tuesday night chopping it up on the C3 Panthers podcast. The voice that makes the moist. Codizzle Allen wearing his Christian McCaffrey jersey. How are you feeling, man?
Oh, just in memory of the good times, as few as they may have been. Even in his best season, it was not good times in Carolina. But I tell you what, there's a little breath of hope when you realize there's a great chance we're going to have the number 1 overall pick. This is just solidifying that move. Man, I'm ready to see where this team goes. And I think getting rid of a guy like Christian is hard on the heart, right? On the soul that because he almost took it's hard to find a guy like him who says all the right things, who does all the right things, who plays his ass off in every single game that he plays. He wants to be the guy. And now we're here, and we don't have him anymore, and so that's always going to be painful. But I tell you what, the haul that we got is massive, and so I'm happy to have what we got for him. I think it's worth it, every penny, and especially with them taking the majority of that contract. But super mixed.
And listen, man, every feeling is valid right now. I mean, truly every feeling, man. If you're down in the dumps, I understand. If you're happy about the future, that's understandable too. But that's what this show is for, man. For everybody to let their voice be heard and to tell us what y'all think. And how convenient, man. It happened last night. This is perfect for a Friday free for all. Next up, you know him and love him. This man is on every damn Friday free for all, like you want him to be. My man Kenneth Panther Pickle. How are you? Oh, you're muted. Hit that mute button first.
Damn, I was getting excited. All right.
There you go.
I know everybody. Some people are sad. Some people are all right. There's even a few people out there happy. But let's understand something. Players come and players go. But C3 remains eternal.
That's true. That's true. Tell them, Ken, we'll be here through the good and the bad.
That's right.
Christian McCaffrey and the no, through the Cam Newton and the no. C3 doesn't quit, man. Next up, we got my boy, and I know he's feeling upset. He's already drinking on them Yinglings, and I gotta say they look delicious.
They are.
Kevin needs a hug, y'all.
Pour out a little bit for the homie CMC. What's up, brother? Welcome to the Friday Free For All. Hey, there it is. Pour a little liquor out. Hey, there it is. How you feeling, bro? Nah. I knew you weren't wasting that beer.
No. Disappointed. Not angry, just disappointed.
Oh,
that always hurt. The disappointment.
That always hurt the worst when your parents would come down on you. They were like, "I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed." It's like, damn, those words. They're even worse, man. But I feel you. I understand, man. We're gonna wrap up and cut through all of it. Next up, my guy Drew, always here on every single Friday. Drew, you have been saying that this needed to happen. I mean, you were ready for this a long time ago, How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling wonderful, Cody. I mean, finally we got an adult in the room that took feelings out of it and said, we are looking towards the future and you don't pay running backs. He got a haul for an asset who would depreciate by the time we were actually in a place to use him. I mean, come on, we got a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth round pick next. We went from having 4 picks in the draft total, and now we can move up and down the draft board and do anything we want at this point. I mean, good job by Scott Fitterer. I mean, great. Him and Dan Morgan, great job getting this done.
It was a wonderful job, man. And a lot of people I feel like were expecting a first round pick because that's what we were hearing that they wanted. The rumor was they wanted multiple first round picks. So I think that maybe kind of raised people's expectations. But man, I mean, we went from having 4 picks in the draft to now having 2 second-round picks and potentially a top 5 pick in the draft. I don't know, man. We're gonna break down that haul here soon, and we're gonna discuss whether it was enough or not. Next up, my final intro until we get some more people. You know him and love him. It's Nick Montero. Nick, what's up, buddy? How you feeling, man?
What's up, Cody? What's up, guys? Drew, good to see you again, man. So, me and Drew actually talked about this for probably about half an hour, 45 minutes today. And Drew, like, don't get me wrong, I see Drew's point of view, and we definitely set ourselves up to be in a lot better shape next year with all these picks. But man, CMC, like for me, he's what Cam Newton is to Tony. Anytime he's on the field, I feel like I have hope. And now there's no Cam Newton and no CMC. And we have this shit show at fucking quarterback. And Cody, you saw me Sunday, and that pissed me the hell off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's bad right now. I never in my wildest imagination thought that we would have anyone in our Panther leadership that would let the quarterback position get this bad. But that's what happens when you
hold on. I just
when
want
you
to say
hire a
one
college
thing
head coach. Go ahead, man.
So, the whole statement of there's an adult in the room, come on, man. That's saying it's so overused and for what? Like, they're all adults in the room. They're all professionals. Like, yeah, Matt Rule is finally gone. And, he might have been the one that wasn't an adult in the room, but they're all adults. Like, this is the NFL, man.
Well, and Matt Rule didn't belong in the NFL. He didn't belong making decisions.
I don't know. I am drinking beer from a bowl right now, so.
Well,
that just makes you a legend.
Yeah, and but you're down in the dumps. Yeah, you're down in the dumps.
Yeah,
I understand it.
It's your antidepressant medicine. We understand this.
Yeah.
So look, let's just
He gets it from his daddy.
Let me say this.
Yeah. All right.
Let's be clear here, okay? And I don't mean disrespectful or hurting anybody, but Scott Fitterer essentially did this to fix his own fuck ups. Okay?
Yep.
Because he did this to fix the I mean, let's look at this clearly. We're attempting to fix the trade, the failed trade of Sam Darnold, the failed trade of Baker. Yeah, I couldn't remember Stupid's other name or the other guy. I mean, and it's not just that; it's all the other trade. I mean, we surrendered a fourth. Don't get me wrong, we surrendered a fourth to move up in the third, if I remember correctly, or get extra third, to draft a quarterback that ends up getting hurt, put on IR. Who will probably never see the field. That in all reality, the head coach never wanted. So I mean, this whole scenario should have been fixed by the owner. But Steve Smith said in shout out PNP's podcast the other day with Steve Smith, very good. Y'all listen to it next week.
Absolutely.
Listen to it tomorrow, not today. You're here. Listen tomorrow. But anyway, so he said he's learning, that Tepper's learning, and we need to be patient. Or that's the way I took it, and I'm going to do that. Tepper, I'm
Well,
be patient.
we
You
really
need to
have
learn.
no choice but to be
Well, you're
patient
right.
with
You're right. And
Tepper,
what agitates me, I guess, sometimes is, and as people keep saying, "Let's fire Tepper. We need to fire Tepper." You can't fire the owner, fool.
No.
But if you don't, if you
Redskins
truly,
fans have been trying to fire David
yeah,
Snyder forever.
yeah.
It don't happen that way. But look,
Right.
I'm going to ask y'all this though,
Yeah.
because this is the haul that the Carolina Panthers received for Christian McCaffrey. Carolina receives a 2023 second round pick, a 2023 third round pick, a 2023 fourth round pick, a 2024 fifth round pick, and in return, the 49ers get Christian McCaffrey. I want to kind of blend both of these conversations together, right? What did you make of this trade? And did we end up getting fleeced on this deal?
Cody,
Like, what do you think about it? Go ahead, Chad. No, go ahead, Chad.
No, I don't think that we got fleeced at all. I think that it was time to part ways, even though it's hard to imagine our offense without CMC, considering that how atrocious it looks already with him in. But at the end of the day, him being in there didn't equivalent to wins. And, you can blame the quarterback and all, but, we've had 2 years to kind of like expect this moment to happen and kind of let go of the feelings of Christian McCaffrey. He hasn't been on the field as much as we've wanted him to. I thought that he should have been used as a slot, which that would have been perfect in my opinion. But with him being gone, this opens the door for a fresh start. You get you can get a new head coach in the offseason. I like the Eagles OC. Bring in, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. I don't personally like Bryce Young. But yeah, I think that this just opens the door for new beginnings and we're gonna look back on this day and really reflect on how we really felt when we're holding a Lombardi.
Cody, I think you read that wrong. We got an early third, an early fourth, an early fifth, and next year's early sixth. Those are late round picks.
Well, I mean,
but considering his age, his position, but considering the injury, his age, his position, I mean, what else will we have got? I mean, I heard the Rams were in, and the Rams had no picks, or never have any picks.
Yeah.
They could have kept the fourth and the fifth.
Marshall Falk.
Yeah.
They could have kept the fourth and the fifth. I would have had another third.
Yeah, say what you just said again, Drew. No, I said, Drew, say what you just said again, because that's
We
a good
got
point
more
that I
for
think
Christian
people-
McCaffrey than the Indianapolis Colts got for a Hall of Famer and Marshall Falk. They got a third and a fourth.
But why talk about espresso? Wait, what you said is true. You could have thrown in another third. That probably would have been.
Third would make me feel better. Yes,
it would have. Yeah, I could get on that train.
They had 3 thirds.
But I think the problem was you had Scott Fitterer said you had some teams interested. In the end, there was 2. He said the only team with a first round pick pulled out relatively early because they weren't giving that much for him. That tells me, and I may be wrong because we don't know, that tells me it was the Bills. Now, I don't know who that other team was, but Scott Fitterer basically said, we got because the 49ers were willing to give that. If we start saying we want this and we want that, they would have been like everybody else. No, never mind, you keep it. And then we would have been out with nothing.
Well, you know what happened?
Because relatively, whether you like it or not, and I tried to explain this to a couple of folks today, it was going to happen anyway.
Right.
Well,
But
it's going to
also,
happen anyway.
but to add,
I don't think we got anything for it.
to add a little more context to it, and Kev, I kind of think that we're lucky to even be getting to even get as much as we did, because to be honest, one of the reasons why I think this was able to happen was because 2 division rivals started to fight each other to drive up the price. Apparently Stan Kroenke of the Los Angeles Rams, he was all in on McCaffrey, and he wanted to get him. And then the 49ers are the one that at the last minute kind of came in and gave the nearest amount that Carolina was looking for. And if you add all those together, it's not quite a first round pick, but that's a lot of picks that now the Panthers have in their arsenal that they didn't before. And I understand that people are so attached to Christian McCaffrey, you don't want to see him go. But to me, it's just like the writing was on the wall with this one. And look, for Christian McCaffrey, I'm happy that he's on a good ass team now.
He's going to the ultimate unicorn, coach.
Cody, will you pull up Tankathon, or I can just send you the link?
Yeah. Or you can share it too, and then I can pull yours.
That works. That works.
Right now we're picking at at number 1. Let me get CK in on this conversation.
Sure.
Codizzle, did you think that this amount is an adequate amount to to have gotten for Christian McCaffrey?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. I mean, we were if it were a Bills team that was guaranteed to be high, like a really low draft pick, then I would have been a little more concerned. There's still some question marks on the 49ers, right? They've got some people coming back healthy and whatnot, but my concern, and me and Cody disagree a little bit, I'm concerned that Christian McCaffrey is not going to look like a guy that is as incredible as he was in Carolina, because when you were the guy like he was here, he's going to have about 4 or 5 of the guys there, right? That he's going to be shared. So it's not going to look like the same Christian McCaffrey. So his value might not be as high. The other part is, I don't know how many times I've seen teams that have this position, like they're pushing for a positionless roster for their offense, right? They have a fullback that can play running back, that can play tight end. They have a running back that can play wide receiver, a wide receiver that can play running back. They really are going after that positionless mindset. And so I don't know that I've seen a lot of offenses be successful trying to be that versatile, right? And so that's what I'm concerned. I'm wanting to see what that looks like, because as of right now, I don't know that there's been a vision that works for them just yet. And so it could be the guy who does it, right? My only concern, and this is where I'm worried about for Christian McCaffrey, is this is more of a, I babysat you when you were a kid, so we're going to put you on my team move instead of, I have a real plan for you in our offense. Because Kyle Shanahan didn't seem to really have a plan when he was in his press conference about, like, it was very like, you know what, he's any great player would fit perfect in our situation here.
Well, I guess a lot of it depends on what you think of Kyle Shanahan too. I personally believe him to be one of the best offensive minds in football, and I have a hard time not seeing a scenario where they don't figure out some really cool, innovative ways to get McCaffrey the football. And they're one of the most dynamic run teams in the NFL, and they haven't had that true bell cow running back. They always kind of go by committee. So
I don't see them missing the NFC Championship game. I don't see who's like Dallas or Eagles would be the only ones in the way.
I got a question for both of the Codys. We got Matt Corral. Would you give him a chance, or what would y'all do if we get the number 1 overall pick?
CJ Stroud.
You would go CJ Stroud.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
So Matt. Yeah. So what would we do with Matt Corral?
Matt Corral he'll be a great backup. We need QB depth, man. We need it.
Oh yeah. By the way, let me welcome my man Jay Stubbs to the show. I brought him in. Jay Stubbs, my man. How you feeling, dude? How you feeling about this trade overall?
You know me, Cody. I love this trade. I say, like I said, if we could trade Shaq and cut some money, we can have like $24 million next year in cap room. A rookie quarterback, maybe we can actually bring in some kind of like when Cam's rookie year, we brought Shockey in, we brought, Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to get some guys on the defense. So I think it's great, man.
Free up some dollars and at the same time. Yeah, what were you wanting to
I just wanted to show you this. If you look here at Miami, they don't have a 17th pick. That's forfeited, right? So that just basically means the Carolina Panthers will be drafting it will classify as the second round, but it would technically be 32 pick in the first round.
And if
Because
to your point, Pickle, if we
yeah.
want to package one in seconds, we can move, 5 or 6 spots up the board if we need to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is a really good spot to pick. You're going to have, we're going to get really good talent at that spot anyway. But even Scott Fitterer said we can move up. This gives us picks to move up if we needed to. Although personally speaking, if it was me, you're going. We win 1 or 2 games, we could potentially fall back farther. But I really don't think that's going to be a issue for us. So,
and we're going to get to the question later of is this a domino effect now,
right?
Or other, are there other players that are probably going to be next to be traded? I mean, if you're going to trade CMC, then
hey Cody,
I think logically you might think Shaq Thompson might be next. Go ahead, Jay.
I left I don't know if I got to it this week, but I left a voicemail to y'all, and I said, with him not taking timeouts at halftime and us just featuring C-Mac, I just figured that David Tepper told Wilks, hey, we're not going to win. I need you to show the entire NFL that C-Mac can last the whole game, give him the workload and ship him off, because we did not try to win that game. We didn't try to save no clock. Like, he was just 3rd and 7. He handed off, and it's like McCaffrey even picked it up a couple times. You know what I mean?
Did y'all think that maybe David Tepper has said, "Look, we're trying to get that number 1 pick.
Yeah, 100%.
We're gonna offload some players. You man the ship, and I'll promise you some kind of defensive job in whoever the next." Whoever the next head coach is, Or maybe
he promised him he would deliver music to his house.
But,
the
even
great
if you
bringer of music.
Even if you don't, I believe that Steve Wilks is getting a lot of kudos in the league, or a lot of credit in the league, for the way he's handled this situation. He's getting a lot of looks, a lot of credit to the way he's handled this.
He's being fucked.
Yeah, he
and
is.
remember,
You're right.
he's great.
That game plan last week fucking sucked, man. That was a shitty product to put on the
That's what I was trying to tell you. I think he's not trying to win, bro. I think he's been told to not win.
This is how you legally tank.
Exactly. Exactly.
The Dolphins screwed up because they told everybody we're tanking. This is how you legally tank.
No, here's the thing. I can guarantee you, after what happened with Miami, there is not a shot in hell they're doing that with Steve Wilks. After he's going to be teamed up with Flores, there is not a shot in hell. Not a shot in hell. They're telling him, you're going to be tanking and I'll get you a defense. That is not a shot on the face of the planet that this franchise is going to be risking losing their 1st round pick this year. That could be the number 1 overall pick because they're going to make up some stupid decision like that.
No, that's a great point.
Clearly, in my opinion, David Tepper, whoever it was, they told Steve Wilks from the jump when he got here, hey, you might be the interim coach. That's because it might not last long. I don't care anybody. It's clear as day now. Like,
how much is he getting paid? That might tell you. Like, how
I
much?
don't know. I never really found out how much.
I don't know that they have those secondary coaches or like even offensive coordinator contracts available.
It could be under the table. Like, hey, I'll pay you this under the table.
I think it's important to keep in mind right now. I think, if I'm being honest with you, I think that there is an attempt to tank as the exact way that Cody wants that says that our organization can tank. They're getting rid of key players. They're clearly not. I mean, it sounds like Baker's healthy. It sounds like Sam Darnold's healthy, and they're putting PJ out there because they know that he's going to be more likely to get the loss, right? There's some situational things. The problem is I think right now, I said it before, and I'll keep it a little bit more PG. I think Steve Wilks is being screwed right now. Okay. And I mean that I think he is going to, at the end of the season, if he's not on this team, I think the Panthers are going to be added to that list of people that are black, because he is set up to fail in every way you can imagine possible.
Well,
you got rid of the
coach, though. Every interim coach is set up to fail.
But see, okay, hold on, just to play kind of devil's advocate here. Couldn't you say that Steve Wilks knew what he was walking into when he accepted this job? Because I think there's a good. I mean, I'm not saying it's a great situation. I'm saying it was easy to see from a mile down the road that not only might this be a bad situation going forward, but if it continues to get worse, they're probably going to look to offload assets.
But
And,
he
Cody,
had,
and
I mean,
also
what other
from the
stuff was
previous
listening?
regime, a coach from the previous regime. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But that's here's the thing is that the
You
part
know,
of it that
That's
the reason that I'm the first to call out he accepted the job. I've said that from day one when people were like blaming Tepper for putting Steve Wilks in this position. I don't blame Steve Wilks for being the interim head coach. I do blame Tepper for now making it a lot harder for him to prove himself as the head coach of this team. You've gotten rid of 2 starters on this team. But here's the thing. If he can do something to lead these people to look competitive, to lead these men to, even if it's not wins, but to look better than they have in the entire regime under Rule.
Well, that's his job. Remember,
right.
we still have a bunch of young players that have to develop, like Akimba Kwanu,
Sure.
J.C. Horn, Chin, Burns. Like
Harris
he's a perfect, he's the perfect coach. He's the perfect coach to train these guys.
And that's the problem with the way we draft the last 3 or 4 years is we're not drafting people who can start. We're not drafting people who have a realistic option to start. We're drafting everybody that needs to be developed 2 or 3 years down the road. And while that's great, if you have a team full of solid starting players, it's not fit. It's not good if you gotta if
It's great if you're the
don't
Chiefs.
have that.
It's great if you're the Chiefs.
Exactly. If you're the Chiefs or your 49ers, it's great to do that. But it's not because we're not, and
But like JC and Akimba Kwanu, like they're good.
day one starters.
Good players.
Yeah.
But they still have to develop because they can be all pro caliber.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, hold on, real quick before we go forward. Let me do my due diligence and welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the professor himself, Tony Dunn. Tony Dunn, how are
he's
you? He's
alive. I thought he was dead earlier.
Yo, what's good, guys?
What's
How
going
you
on?
doing, man? Professor, man, give us your thoughts on Christian McCaffrey. No longer a Carolina Panther, and now a member of the San Francisco 49ers, back where he played his college ball. Tony, what are you thinking, man?
I'm sort of happy he's released from purgatory.
Right.
The other thing is, it's just like kind of time to maybe usher in a new era. We tried to bridge things with kind of from Cam to a new owner to a new regime, and it just didn't ever, catch momentum. Yeah, and so like you got this guy. I think this is that you got enough for him, a second, third, and a fourth, and then a fifth. I mean, it's like not bad.
And cap relief.
Yeah, but we still get all that dead money. That's what I hate with some of this stuff. But if we were going to keep him, I could see how he would be beneficial on our team. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do now. I'm happy. Look, is that my real concern is not about the move and what it means for our team in the long run, is what it means for this season for us. And not that I know. I mean, I'm just like thinking this. We got like 11 games left to watch.
But we got young players. Just if we can have a go, hey, let's identify who we want to keep on the team.
Yeah,
exactly. We want to see the young guys develop.
It's like running back. It's like running back. We got Dante Foreman, Chuba Hubbard, and Blackshear. Right now, it's time for
miss me with Chuba Hubbard, dude. I don't ever want to see that guy carry the football.
I was talking about other guys we drafted.
But for the future, we need to say, okay, you're not the guy, and move on after this year. Because Chuba used a 4th round pick. He doesn't have any trade value. It's going to be real easy to just move on from him next year if he doesn't perform this. If he has a couple more fumbles.
It don't matter. We've already learned enough about Chuba. Just give somebody else the ball.
Don't throw him the ball. If you're gonna give him the ball, hand it to him. Don't throw it to him. The man has
don't have him
stone
return
hands.
fucking punt.
I tell you who
I
like to see Laviska Shenault get some time at running back, just because I want to see. I want to see.
Great idea.
I want to see if he's as good as Madden thinks he is.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and he's built for it. I mean, he was kind of that running back receiver hybrid anyway.
I wish I knew.
And by the way, I love this comment. Play Brandon Smith. I love what y'all
And Cade Mays.
all of the young badass talent that we feel like have a bright future. It's time to play them. Now, as much as you hated it, you're evaluating talent for 2023, and you're starting right now.
Because remember, we did do that with Christensen, and it bit us in the ass, maybe.
Right. You're looking at what you need in the draft. You're looking at what you need in free agency, and you can better find out if you're going to be able to depend on your younger guys going forward. By the way, if you know what kind of player that you have in Brandon Smith, all of a sudden, maybe someone like Shaq Thompson does become more tradable before the deadline.
He needs to get traded anyway because he's a huge cap hit next year.
Flies right in.
Nobody wants him either.
Yeah, trade him. I'll take a bid for him.
They get $12 million for the cap next year.
I don't think you could get a fit for him. I really don't think Shaq. If you were trying to trade Shaq Thompson realistically, I don't think. I mean, we're not. From our understanding, we have.
I'm even down to eat most of the contract if we have to. If we can save $4 million, I don't care.
Yeah.
What would you give up for Shaq Thompson if he was on another team and you were trying to trade for
more than a fifth?
Yeah.
I wouldn't give up that. I would give up a 7th round pick. But he has to take a pay cut. I would pay him $12 million and give up a 7th pick. That just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that would be steep, man.
Yeah. But real quick, with Pat Elflein being out this week, Bozeman starts, so there's a chance we could see Cade Mays active.
We definitely got to see him though. We got to see what we got in him.
Well, hey man, I'm excited to see Bradley Bozeman. You know, the guy that we brought in via free agency to like actually play center for the Carolina Panthers. Like, you know, I'd be interested to know how good this guy actually is, since we spent the better part of the first half of the season kind of shitting on Pat Elflein.
Isn't he like a 1-year deal though?
Yes. Bozeman's a 1-year deal.
So he's probably going to do this.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to be at playing time. He's going to show everybody how great he is,
and then trade him.
We can't afford him anyway because the trade deadline's in like a couple weeks. So
I'd start him and then trade him.
Is there anyone that doesn't like the deal that we got for Christian McCaffrey, or do we think that it's fair and competent? All right. So is it just because we traded him, or it's just not enough?
No, I have no problem with trading him. I just don't think we got a whole lot. Like when I look at the draft picks that we got and what we actually can get in the draft, I think we got maybe a starter and 2 backups.
What would have been a better, more reasonable haul?
I was expecting 2, bro. Like I didn't expect to have 2, 3, and a 4, and a 4. To be honest,
they can keep the 4 and the 5th. Give me another 3rd, and I can probably be more chill with it.
Can you look at it a different, like one way is this, instead of looking at them as literal draft picks, just looking at them as this is like you could take all 3 of those picks and put them together and maybe move to like the back of the first, middle of the first. I don't know what you could get, but like I try not to think of them as like, oh, we're going to get 3 players and we hope one of them. I would almost like to take all those picks and just get as 1 player that I really believe in.
We have Jeremy Chin and Brady Christensen on this team, so those 2 guys that did pop, you know, like.
But those are guys.
But like Brady Christensen's still like an unknown, really. Jeremy Chin is a real deal. Like you caught somebody in the second.
Yeah, but the value that the cap is the cap. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can get a quality left guard for 4 years at a 3rd round value, I mean that's just. You can't replace that.
That's great, yeah. But like,
I think Brady Christensen has vastly outplayed where he was drafted at.
Yeah.
And that's my point, Cody.
Yeah, and you know, like that happens, man. The Steelers do it all the time. The Chiefs do it all the time. If you're a good general manager, like now we're gonna find out what Fitterer is made of more than ever, and we're really gonna find out how good he is as a drafter. And how good he is in free agency, because now we're kind of under the assumption that now that you don't have Matt Rule, who has final say so on everything roster related, now that you don't have him directly saying, okay, now we're going to trade for Sam Darnold, now we're going to trade for Baker Mayfield, instead of settling, now you get to see what Scott Fitterer would do in these situations and how he would build the football.
Just as long as David Tepper isn't going to be like Jerry Jones and have his freaking thumb on everything.
You might not
Jerry
get away
Jones
with
got
that
win the
one.
record right now.
Well, you heard what Fitterer said today, right? He made it seem like he don't have a choice with the coach. So what he was talking, he's like, that's for Tepper to decide.
Yep, you're exactly right. And let me tell y'all, if Tepper makes that decision again, we're going to be set back another 5 to 7 years.
I'm not surprised. I told y'all a couple weeks ago if or when they fire Rule, Tepper would do the next hiring. That's not even a shock to me. I knew Tepper's the owner. Tepper was enforced he was going to do it. There was no.
Well, maybe he's learning his
there's
lesson.
a lot of
Pickle.
teams across. You're right. And one thing about it, he'll have more experience this year than he did last time.
He seems to be learning his lesson now. That's for damn sure.
What would be a colossal hire if Tepper decided to take the reins and hire a coach? What is one name that would make everything? What that would be equivalent to like a Matt Rule signing? What would y'all?
I'm cool with Greg Roman.
But Chad, it would depend on okay. So if we're gonna do like what Matt Rule did, hold on. If we're gonna do what Matt Rule did in the offseason, and Matt Rule went and got a bunch of coordinators with experience, right? So you might say, well, if David Tepper wants someone with experience that's been a head coach before, well, that's why you heard the name Dan Quinn. That's why you heard the name Sean Payton, because those guys have had. I don't really want either of them, but
remember he won McCarthy.
I like that comment.
Yeah, they have had a level of success in the NFL being a head coach that at least you know that they're capable of. Whereas I would love Ken Dorsey to come back. I know Tony's not really sold on Dorsey. I would love Ken Dorsey to come back and be a part of this. This new wave of offensive type of head coach, matching them with a quarterback that you're going to be able to build with down the road. That would be my number one pick, but I honestly don't know if that's a big enough splash for David Tepper.
Cody, do you like Greg Roman?
I think Greg Roman's offense needs a highly mobile quarterback, and I don't know if he's versatile enough to be able to change his style of offense to fit whatever quarterback he has around him. Because Greg Roman was with Colin Kaepernick. Now he's with Lamar Jackson. A lot of people wanted him when we had Cam Newton, and I understand it. But to me, he needs a very particular kind of.
But what I'm saying is, like, if he hired him, like, it wouldn't be like a Matt Rule colossal hire, right? I mean, NFL guy.
How about this? It wouldn't be
because I want an offensive guy, and I don't want no defensive guy.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, did Scott Fitterer said in his presser today that they would want an offensic guy? I was at work and trying to listen to it.
Fitterer kind of kept it to the trade. Nick, go ahead.
He
bro.
actually deferred. He deferred to basically said Tepper. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know Nick wanted to jump in on this. Go ahead, Nick.
So here's the thing, man. CK is definitely right on this. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot, and not necessarily in a bad way, but we almost have to move forward with Steve Wilks, because if we don't, he already has one lawsuit out, and I'm not saying that's the type of guy Steve Wilks is, and I know he loves the Panthers, but we basically put him in a position where if we don't perform this year, which it doesn't look like we are, what kind of coaching job is he going to get in the NFL? You know what I mean? So we almost tanked his career if we don't hire him as a head coach. At the same time, I feel like he deserves that opportunity to be a head coach and to build a team the correct way under the motto of keep pounding.
Okay.
I like Steve Wilks and everything, but it's already been noted and it's going around that David Tepper wants an offensive-minded coach. We've never had an offensive-minded coach. That's the way the league is running. And that seems to be what he's leaning towards in the offensive
Wait,
line.
wait
And
a
I
minute.
agree with Cody. I'd actually like Ken Dorsey to come back here.
Can I intervene here? Ken Dorsey also was with us during the good years as a quarterback's coach. Ken Dorsey could knows about the keep pounding motto himself, and he worked with Steve Wilks. It wouldn't be that far out of the way to say, and I know some people aren't high on Ken Dorsey, to say Ken Dorsey's the coach, Wilks is a coordinator. That you could see that, but it goes back to the phrase: does Tepper want somebody with more experience than Ken Dorsey as an offensive coordinator? Because this is the first year Ken Dorsey's been an offensive coordinator.
But he's been in the NFL for quite some time.
You're right.
Yeah.
As a quarterback's coach, you're right. I don't
even
that.
even though that is the coach that I would prefer, Drew. I kind of agree with Pickle. Like, I don't trust David Tepper. Like, now that you've been from a college coach, now I feel like he's trying to get someone who has as much proven credentials as possible. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that he just genuinely does the right thing and hires the best person for the job. But, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you hear Harbaugh's name come up. Just because even though he's in college now, he has been to a Super Bowl with the 49ers before. He's been a part of rebuilding football teams in the NFL. And again,
also most coaches ain't going to come here and be your head coach if they can't hire their own staff.
I mean, it's easy.
So there's a point that there is a possible point that the next head coach may not want Steve Wilks on the roster.
I'm saying, like, when it comes to Ken Dorsey and stuff like that, I just have a hard time with offensive coordinators who have like top 5 quarterbacks. Like, it's easy for Ken Dorsey to have this high scoring offense with, what he has, but like, look at Detroit. They have Jared Goff at quarterback. Like, I would like to look at that offense coordinator.
Me personally, I would like Eric Bieniemy and C.J. Stroud, but I know everybody's not high on Eric.
There's a way you can have that though too, because what people don't realize, Eric Bieniemy is barely signed with Kansas City this year. He didn't really want to go back to Kansas City. Eric Bieniemy, from what I've read, he seems to want to get away from Kansas City just so people can realize he's his own man.
And stop comparing him with
everybody's
Reid.
comparing him with Andy Reid. People say he's not running the show, Andy Reid. What's the offensive? Byron
and that's why he's yelling at Patrick, because Patrick ke's throwing the interception. He's like, run the fucking ball, dude.
And Brian Leftwich is now getting, a lot of folks are reporting that he's not that good at running the coordinator, or frankly, who runs the Bucs offense?
Tom Brady.
Offensive coordinator, Tom Brady, or Bruce Arians standing on sideline?
We know it's Tom Brady, man. That's why he got him out of there.
Do you trust Brian Leftwich to come here and rebuild the Panthers if he can't run his own offense?
I don't trust anybody who coached Tom Brady, because at the end of the day, it always ended up being it was Tom Brady.
Right.
Ben Johnson, the Lions OC, is actually from Charleston, South Carolina. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. The Eagles offensive coordinator, I kind of like what he's done with the Eagles. He's took a second-round quarterback, developed an offense around him. You're right.
Who is it?
I can't remember the dude's name. Isn't that awful? I can't pronounce it anyway. Shane Snyder or something. I don't know. He looked like Herman Munster with a beard.
I don't want a quarterback next year and he's screaming at him like them Colin Murray.
His name is Shane Stitchen.
Oh, okay.
Because how old buddy yelled at Cliff Kingsbury last night, bro. That shit was hilarious.
37, but if you look at him, he's got a boatload of experience.
Oh, I'm not opposed to him. I'm really and if he's an offensive guy, like I said, to me, he checks that box. Yeah. The Panthers have always had.
And who is this?
Coaches. Shane Stitchen, the offensive coordinator from Philly.
Yeah. What's his history?
Bieniemy and Leftwich are out. They're not even in the running at this point.
And 11, Stu. In 11, he was a Chargers defensive assistant. Then he went to Cleveland as a offensive quality coach under Rob Jasinski, by the way.
Was he the OC last year?
And and then he went to back to the Chargers, and Then he went to the Chargers under Ken Whisenant. Then he was in
Doing what, though?
2001. He was hired by the Eagles as their offensive coordinator. So he's been there the entire time Jalen Hurts has been there.
Yeah.
It's done winners for him.
Go ahead, Tony. You were going to say something.
Yeah.
I want us to get Greg Roman and
Yes, sir.
to pay Lamar Jackson a $285 million 6-year
I'm down
contract.
with that.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't, man. I'm so
I don't wanna
done
do
with
Why?
it.
I want the cheap quarterback.
To me, I want to do what an NFL organization should do. You take your pick on a draft pick. You pick the guy that you like. You get him on a rookie contract, and you build around him while you're not paying.
Why do you have to do it that way?
Quarterback money.
Why you got to do it that way?
I mean, but look at how many teams that are contenders right now.
How many? How many have done that?
The Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs did that.
All right, who else?
The Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles have done that.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
The Cincinnati Bengals have done that. The Miami Dolphins have done that.
The Miami Dolphins have not. Oh, come on.
Yeah, they have. They're paying a cheap quarterback.
Hey, Cody.
It doesn't matter what you think of Tua. That's the plan that they enacted.
That's how they could afford. They could afford Tyreek because they
can afford all these different players to bring in free agency. Like, I'm not a big Tua fan, but that's what the Dolphins did, and that's the way that you should do it. Now, if you're going to bring here Lamar, you're talking about paying the richest and probably the most guaranteed money out of any quarterback.
Who cares?
In the NFL,
we can't afford it, man.
Why not? Why can we not afford it? I bet you we're the only team that can. I bet you we are one of the few teams that technically can afford it. And the reason I say that is like I heard someone talking about the Bengals and one of the challenges they're going to have when they have to try to keep Burrow, Chase, all these guys, that is how much guaranteed money that they can cough up versus other people.
If we were going to do that,
when you cough. Yeah, but when you cough, the actual owner has to have the money in escrow for guaranteed contracts. So you can't pay somebody a contract and not act like once you get the guaranteed money is put in some sort of pot and they have to physically have it. And so some of these owners, what they were saying is the Bengals owner doesn't actually have a $285 million that he can just stick in a fund.
He's been known to be cheap.
They actually have a fund going right now.
We could do it, but we do.
You have to fit it under the salary cap.
No, it's not under the salary. Well, you do have to do that, but still, like
he's raising money like from the organization to have extra capital to pay for him. That's what he's doing.
Nobody's giving Lamar Jackson a fully guaranteed contract. I'm sorry, you're not doing it. Plus the draft picks you would have to give up in order to get him.
Right, and plus, why is everyone so like? Okay, I'm probably the biggest Matt Corral believer that there is, right? But I'm realistic enough to know that they're never going to give this kid an actual chance, even if they do fake like there's going to be some type of quarterback competition. So in my mind, you might as well just swing on a quarterback. That's what everyone else has to do at some point, unless you're like the Rams, which, by the way, they tried to do with Jared Goff. And yeah, even Tampa, they tried to do it with
Super Bowl winners.
Yeah, like
the Rams did go to
I feel like you guys are writing my Lamar Jackson stuff off completely just because you want this blueprint. Like, tell me this, Cody, weren't you ready to trade for Deshaun Watson just 6 months ago?
Deshaun's a better player than Lamar.
No, shut the fuck up.
We're not making moves to bring in a quarterback.
That is such a. I am disappointed in you, Cody, for that being the argument that you go to.
Deshaun is a much better passer of the football than Lamar.
Lamar has gotten better.
We're not making moves. We're not making moves to bring in Lamar Jackson.
Nope, not happening.
Yeah, I mean, look. Hey, I'm not defending Deshaun the person. I'm saying Deshaun the player. To me,
he's still not. No, he is not head and shoulders above Lamar. He is not head and shoulders above Lamar.
Argue that Watson should have won the Heisman, but Cody, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, Deshaun should have won the Heisman,
but Lamar's better in the NFL.
And Lamar got an MVP.
He's a better runner.
You're
That's
you're
it.
doing the Andrew Luck Cam Newton thing right now.
Who's the? I don't get that. What do you
Like
mean?
what I'm saying is, first of all, if even if we granted you that Deshaun Watson was better, it's by like a cock hair. It's not head and shoulders difference. Number
As a
one.
passer,
Number
he is a lot
two.
better.
No. I think you're underestimating. You've gotten that Lamar, that thing in your. It's like stuck in your head, kind of like what Cam, like the narrative that he's not. He has actually got improved as a passer each season.
That's what I was
Like
getting at.
he's actually right now. This is why I'm okay with going and getting Lamar. And you want to build and build. Is that you're getting him like when he's hitting like now, the mixture of two games, his athleticism and understanding of the NFL, and you don't have to wait for that moment. I don't think Lamar's game is overly predicated
He's
on the
gonna
run
want
anymore.
$220 million fully guaranteed, dude.
They just traded
He's
away
gonna
his
want
number
more
one
than
receiver.
220 because Deshaun got 230, so he's gonna want more than that.
They just traded away his number one receiver, and he's still probably.
And he still kills. Yeah, he's never even had a receiver, dude. It's like
Right,
even his
but
number
part of
one
the
isn't even that
reason-
good.
Okay,
But
but listen,
Baltimore
you
is
have to
never
understand.
going
Well,
to
they can't
trade
afford no receiver now.
But think
Baltimore
about
is
it, though.
never
You
going
need
to
it.
trade him. They're going to use the franchise tag on him.
Right.
For the next
They will.
3 years.
They're gonna do what
But
Kirk
he'll
Cousins
sit
did.
out.
That's what the Redskins did with Kirk Cousins, and Lamar Jackson's gonna make $500 million doing it. But the thing about it is that when defenses play Lamar Jackson, they have to play zone defense. You can't go man on man because Lamar is going to take off and he's going to run all over you. So because of that, he doesn't necessarily depend on having a number one wide receiver type. That
Ravens-
being said, I still don't think that Lamar is. I believe that he's still too dependent on being an incredible athlete, which, by the way, one of a kind. Like, I'm not taking that away from him, but as a passer, I'm not down to pay that kind of money to go back.
Cody,
to an offense
they're
that depends
doing
on
what
running the quarterback.
they're making the same mistake Dallas did. They waited to pay Dak, and it bit him in the ass. And they're doing.
Yep.
They're going to pay Lamar. I mean, they're
Yep.
not going to trade him.
I agree. Well, then we should just do this. Then, if that, all right. So people in the chat don't like the idea. Well, first because they think it's ludicrous that it could be pulled off. Which I'll say, all right, I'll grant you that it's the franchise tag is problematic. But these guys are pushing back now on these days, and they could screw the whole organization. You know what I'm saying? But then we just need to be talking about this: is draft a quarterback at 1. And so right now it's C.J. Stroud, right? You guys tell me the order of quarterbacks: C.J. Stroud, then who's number 2?
I can't tell you that.
Probably Bryce or the kid in Tennessee.
I know who
He's
Pickles
too
thinks.
old.
Pickles
Too
likes
old.
him.
I mean, they said Joe Burrow was too old.
And I'll tell you this: if people get pissed off at
I'm
me,
muted.
I do not see
I'm
some
muted.
type of
Yeah.
I do not see some type of big time difference between Bryce Young and Matt Corral. I just don't. And people are gonna get upset like they do on Twitter.
It
all
doesn't
the
matter.
time.
It doesn't matter. Is Matt Corral right now?
Cody, I ain't
He's a
gonna lie.
scratch-off
I trust your
ticket.
judgment, bro. I trust your quarterback judgment. You've been pretty spot on.
Thank you, man. And I
But
think we have
Matt
a
Corral
really
is a
Matt
scratch-off
Corral.
ticket. You're buying a $10, $20 scratch-off ticket where you could win 50, you could win 100,000, or you could win nothing, right? It's not. If you have the number 1 pick, you have to go with the premium of the premium when you don't have a quarterback. So right now it's C.J. Stroud. I guess my question is, in 8 months, we've seen for the last 2 years, the number that is the guy who's ranked number 1 in October of the year before is not the guy who's ranked number 1 in May or April when they do the draft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really is as simple as this: is you go get an offensive coach, you draft C.J. Stroud, you trade into the middle of the first and get a premium middle linebacker and add to that defense,
Or
and you
defensive
roll.
end.
Yeah, I just feel like rookie defensive ends take so long to get good. So I'd almost rather go pay one.
The reason why I don't want Bryce Young is because I feel like we drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round, and then with the first overall
traded
pick,
up for him.
you're going to draft a comparable talent. Like, to me, if you're going to draft someone,
Okay, so
draft
C.J.
someone with
Stroud.
the upside.
Because he was
I mean, yeah,
6'3",
right.
230.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know if it's too
Yeah,
dirty.
Bryce Young's too short. That's
Yeah,
flat out why he shouldn't be on the draft board.
And look, I mean, it's not like short quarterbacks cannot be successful, but
Well, let
he's
him be
going to
successful
need
somewhere else.
a certain set of scenarios around him to be successful that other quarterbacks might not have. And you know, if I'm being frank, there's two quarterbacks right now that I think have real NFL upside. I would even say three because I don't care as much about Hendon Hooker's age as much as someone else do, as much as other people do. I think C.J. Stroud is my early number one, and I reserve the right to change my mind on all of these.
No,
But
you
right
don't.
now, C.J. Stroud's number one. People are not gonna like
You have
it,
to die on this hill. That's what you
but
have to do.
I think upside, I'd probably have Will Levis number two. Then I go Hendon
That
Hooker.
Kentucky kid.
Yes.
Isn't he
Yeah.
hurt still?
And by the way, like to everybody that's like all the way out on Will Levis, like that dude is playing with almost no receiver help, and down there in Kentucky, man. Like,
Does he run the
dude has
Wildcat
all
offense?
He'll fit right in Carolina.
And by the way, he comes from a pro style offense too,
That's fucked
and from a physical perspective, he can probably do the most out of all of them. He can run around. He has a big time arm. And again, if you're projecting into the NFL, Will Levis has all the traits in abundance. So I don't know. I'm a little bit lower on Stroud than everyone else. I'm not denying his talent, but I'm not picking him with the number one overall.
Did Will Levis eat a banana with the rind on the
No, he
peel?
put mayonnaise in his coffee.
Nah, look, it says, look at this.
Yeah,
It
I'm good on
says-
him, bro.
That's nasty. I ain't drafting him just for that.
All right.
That's just nasty.
But
What-
who, other than quarterback, is the number one prospect? Was it Anderson?
No, I don't like him.
But I'm
I
saying
don't
is
like
he
He's a
the
linebacker.
consensus
He's
number
not, he's
one
not a
non?
defensive end. He's a linebacker.
But I'm saying is he the number one like not quarterback rated?
That's
Everyone's
the-
saying he's the best defensive player in the draft for sure.
Cat Crave, which by the way, we're gonna be I need to tell everybody.
Yeah,
soon.
we'll do it when it's
Tuesday.
a bigger deal.
But Cat Crave has already got an article up that says 4 contenders for the 2023 job. He's got Levis as number 1.
Yeah, I do. He has. Listen, people are gonna nitpick
2 is
him.
Bryce Young. 3 is Hendon Hooker.
I will say this though, they're all gonna.
4
Like,
is
I
CJ
think they're all talented. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
They all have their pluses and minuses.
Everybody's scared of an Ohio quarterback.
Hey,
man.
let me take a moment and welcome my man Brad to the stream. Brad, what's up, bro? Long time no see.
What about DJ?
Dude, Cody, I've listened to you say some egregious shit, but the Deshaun is better than Lamar crap. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I immediately grabbed my microphone. I'm like, I gotta get on this because that can't stand. That is ridiculous. At the end of the day, which one of them has an MVP, right? I mean, come on, man.
All right, yeah, but so does Robert Griffin III.
No, he
He
doesn't.
doesn't have
No,
an
he does
MVP.
not.
No, he
He's a
doesn't.
Heisman.
What did he win?
Rookie of the year.
Oh, he won
Yeah,
the. Yeah, no, my
offensive-
bad. No, you're right. He was a rookie of the year.
Poor Andrew Luck, always number 2.
Right. I mean, listen. If Lamar Jackson's going to come here and you're going to pay him literally the most guaranteed money that you have ever paid in the history of quarterbacks, I'm sorry, man. I just want more from a passing.
Oh no, he's not. He's not coming here. I mean, let's be honest with what's going to probably end up happening. The Ravens are going to. He's on his 5th year option right now. The Ravens are going to tag him. They're going to try to negotiate a contract. They're not going to budge. They're not going to sign a contract. He'll play on the tag, or he won't play on the tag, and then they'll tag him again. That's what's going to happen. They're going to use the tag, and they're going to run him out as much as humanly possible before they actually have to bite the bullet and pay him, because there's still this misnomer that he can't. His play style is not sustainable in the NFL, and that's a narrative that's being peddled by everybody as an outsider looking in.
But
They
Cody,
can
what
talk
do you
without
always
him,
say?
dude.
You gotta
Yeah.
play. You gotta pay to play. Isn't that what
Right.
you always preach?
The Ravens are not the Ravens. I mean, I don't want this to be all about Lamar Jackson, but the Ravens are not going to let that man walk. They're not going to trade him, not when he's playing at this level. That'd be so detrimental to their own team building. Like they're not
All right.
doing it.
Hey, everybody brace yourselves. It's a random G baby attack. Oh shit! What up?
Baby.
Hey, what's good with you boys?
What's good,
Hey,
bro? How you
hey,
feel about McCaffrey trade,
Tony has lost his motherfucking mind, bro.
Oh God.
bro?
Tony, why the fuck would Tony? Why would
That boy flabbergasted.
Tony? What world are you living in, G? Why would Lamar come here, bro? Why would we trade for all that, bro? We in a complete rebuild, bro. We ain't going for Lamar
Money.
Jackson, G.
He'll come here for
I hope
money.
you don't.
Nah, bro. Why would
Who's
we
gonna
do
play with?
Tony? Why would we do that, bro? You must really want to fuck this shit up again, G. We ain't doing that, Tony. We ain't doing that, bro.
Just to be clear,
And
though,
Cody Lack, you have lost your motherfucking mind putting
Oh, Lord.
Will Levi or whatever the fuck his name is in your top 3 QBs, bro. That dude is a bum, bro. Come on, bro. And don't give me this Bryce Young. He's short and shit, bro. If he's so short, bro, he wouldn't have been able to win a Heisman. He wouldn't have been able to win a national fucking title in the SEC, bro. And as of this year right now, his wide receivers are shit, bro. His wide receivers are fucking jack shit, bro. You're biased as fuck, bro. Hell no, bro. You just hate Alabama, bro. I ain't letting you do this shit.
That's Hayden Hooker or nobody.
Hey, I actually fuck with Hayden Hooker heavy, Pickle. I honestly believe if he was 22, 21, or 20, bro, he would probably be a top 2 QB in the draft, bro. But he's 25 years of age, and I'm not touching him until round 3 or 4.
You know what? Lamar Jackson is 25. And people want to pay him like he's the best quarterback who ever lived, $50,000 million a year. And let's be straight. Let's be real straight. The way he plays football, he's going to be on injured reserve before he's 30 long term, just like old Cam Newton. I don't want another running quarterback who's going to end up being on injured reserve and a cripple before he's 30, and we're going to have to eat all that money he's going to pay it.
I say this to say this. I say that to say this. You guys were just shitting on fucking Cody Lack about Deshaun Watson, but I'm here to defend the motherfucker. Deshaun Watson is a way better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Y'all motherfuckers just forgot who Deshaun Watson is. You guys just forgot, bro. Wait until Deshaun Watson starts playing again.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Not right now, we ain't.
Well, hold on. Time out. Let me let Brad in. No, hold up. Time out. Let me let Brad in. Brad wanted to respond. And then Nick, I know Nick wants to jump in on this too, man. Nick, you gotta jump in. I'm gonna go Brad, then Nick, in that order. Go ahead, Brad.
So to Pickle's point, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen play the exact same way, right? They're both running quarterbacks. They both pass. They're both. I mean, they play pretty much the same style. The offense might not be the same, but they're both dual threat quarterbacks. Nobody batted an eye when everybody paid Josh Allen, or when Buffalo paid Josh Allen, right? And Josh Allen doesn't have an MVP. Bottom line.
Yeah, but Josh Allen's a better passer.
You just believe that, bro.
No,
I don't think you. I think you just watch him. I think you watch him more.
Who has Stephon Diggs? And who has whoever on the Ravens?
They always say, "Oh, Josh Allen had a big year, whatever." It's like, yeah, they got Stephon Diggs.
Let me know when Josh Allen wins an MVP with absolutely no fucking weapons, bro. Let me know.
I like Josh Allen. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Josh Allen won for Newton, bro. I can't believe we even compare the two, bro. That's crazy to me.
Josh Allen is a better passer.
All right, so let me get Nick on.
Hey, give Cam all those weapons, bro. Come on, bro. I don't want to hear that bullshit, man.
Trust me, we would love to see that.
On the field.
Wait, hold on. So wait, let me get Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
He's.
Oh Lord.
Cody, you have lost your fucking mind if you think
Here we
that
go.
Deshaun is better than
I'm
Lamar.
public enemy number 1 today. I swear to God.
Don't get me
bro.
wrong. I think Deshaun is going to have a longer career than Lamar. But dude, no. Lamar is definitely a better quarterback.
What Lamar only run his MVP
bro.
His MVP because he throws the ball like a real
Can
quarterback.
y'all even tell me what makes him better? Is it just because he's fast and makes people
Yeah,
miss?
that's it. That's the
Is
only
that
reason
it?
why
Like,
he's
That's crazy. Y'all have lost your mind, bro. I can't believe you guys forgot. It's just been a long time since you've seen Deshaun Watson play, bro. Last time he was playing, he was a top 3 QB while throwing the fucking ball, bro. You guys are insane.
Let's not even talk about throwing the football. I'm saying, what does Lamar Jackson do that other than being an incredible once in a lifetime, makes you miss athlete? What else? What does he do that is so much better than guys that we're mentioning?
But here,
I mean, obviously a lot. Tony wants to pay the motherfucker $300 million. That sounds crazy to me. That's stupid, bro.
220 to 260
But Cody,
to 300. What's next?
Cody, how you gonna take the caveat? Oh, the most elusive guy we ever seen. Like, you can't just take that caveat
Because you're
out. You know what I'm
depending
saying?
on that.
No, he's dismissing. He's like, you can't, but still, it's not depending. No, you're saying let's take the best attribute. Like you, and it's not even like, oh, he's elusive. You said he's the most elusive in the history of the game. So it's not even like, if you just take away the fact that he's the best to ever do it.
People do that with Cam.
Yes, they did. And look at this. How about this?
Andrew Luck, Cam Newton debate. Just all over again.
And look at this. He's got a higher completion rate than Josh Allen. 63 career. This is career. Here's his career stats right here. Josh Allen's throwing 5,000 more yards, 5,000 more yards than him. Passer rating, Lamar Jackson, which I don't know is how much you guys like passer rating versus
not
QB.
going as much as
completion. Josh. Yeah. Oh, you're right. So actually, he's like, I mean, look, he's throwing 900 and he's throwing 1,500 attempts. Josh Allen's throwing 2,200 attempts. He's got only 23 more passing touchdowns given all those attempts. I mean, that's a lot for this. They've had the same amount of career. Rushing the 1,600 more yards rushing than Josh Allen. Josh Allen has 33 rushing touchdowns. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, dude. And you know, Lamar.
What I'm saying is this: is you think Josh Allen is the shit. Lamar Jackson he's not worse than him. Look, even as a passer on that rate, he's still like really putting up comparable stats to Josh Allen.
I'm not saying that Lamar is a bad quarterback. I'm saying
give me Patrick Mahomes, bro.
He's like a top 3 quarterback in the league. He's a top 4 quarterback. Would you pay Justin Herbert that when it's time to give him the money? Yes. The thing is Lamar Jackson deserves that money. You guys are giving me all these reasons why you wouldn't pay. I tell you this, is he's earned that money just as much as Josh Allen, just as much as Justin Herbert deserves
it. Have an agent. He's his agent.
It's his mom.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right?
What's his money?
I think we can all agree that it's a toss-up between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, right? We can all agree with that, right?
Yeah,
I would say that Lamar Jackson is comparable to those two and should be paid accordingly.
Yes, I agree with that 100.
Especially what Lamar does for his team.
So the question, but all right, so we're not going to get him in.
Yeah.
And then you just got to get the number 1 pick. I do think the fact that we have so much money, I wonder, do the Ravens have the money to do a fully guaranteed? That's just my question when I ask that. And I just like the idea of, man, what if you could lure him and Greg Roman and strike some super deal in the background?
Why not hire a great head coach, Tony, and then go get one of these generational type talents at QB and put him on a rookie deal, G?
So
who's the great that coach, G?
Why?
What has he done, bro, without fucking Lamar Jackson? Tony, can you tell me that?
Well, I said go get Lamar Jackson.
No, Tony, we don't need to do that, G. Lamar Jackson got all that talent over in Baltimore, and he still can't make it, G. So why the fuck you think he's gonna come to the worst team and change us, G?
So I do want to kind of
come on, Tony. You better than that, G. I don't know what the fuck you've been doing lately, bro. To even give you that fucked up thought, Tony. I'm worried about you, G.
Look, stop. Greg Roman's had more time in the NFL. And look, what I'm talking about is this: is you guys asked me who. All right, the question is who's the coach. So if you don't like Greg Roman, you tell me. But I tell you this is I bet you Greg Roman's had more success than Eric Bieniemy. Right? I would say he's more the architect.
No.
He's been more of the
No.
architect of
Roman
that
hasn't
success.
won a Super Bowl. The enemy has.
No, but he's been with two successful teams with the 49ers in that run, and now with Baltimore. They've been successful. And don't give me this shit about, Bieniemy is this and that. Andy Reid. We haven't seen Bieniemy do anything without Andy Reid. So I don't trust. Don't give me Byron Leftwich. Don't give me none of these. I'm saying this.
Whichever Harbaugh's in Baltimore. Is that? I mean,
he was a special teams coach. No, it's like he's not like he's an offensive genius. What I am just saying is this: I would trust Greg Roman's experience and his success record more than I would Ken Dorsey, more than I would Eric Bieniemy, more than I would Byron Leftwich, more than I would that Eagles dude. I mean, he's had the longevity of being in the league. So that's who I'm like right now. You guys asked for a name. That's the best name I can come up with. I'm actually kind of interested in the Dallas offensive coordinator. He's done a lot with a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had a lot. So I don't know.
The hell? Hey, so you would take Greg Roman over someone that I feel like we will have an opportunity to get, and I feel like he's gonna get let go. I'm gonna tell you right now, Mike Tomlin. I would take Mike Tomlin in a fucking heartbeat over all these coaches.
They're not letting Mike Tomlin go.
So
I think Mike Tomlin's on.
I'm just past the defensive coach, man. I just want to change the pace.
Let me add Brad to the conversation. Brad had something to say, and then I want to add someone to the stream. Go ahead, Brad.
So as far as Mike Tomlin goes, Tepper tried to get him fired when he was minority owner in Pittsburgh. He's not fucking hiring him. That's never going to happen, right? He does not want Mike Tomlin.
Kind of true.
So I think
he's desperate though. You never know.
That needs to. I mean, I would not hold my breath for Mike Tomlin. The thing. Let's be clear. I don't trust David.
Fired, man.
I don't trust David Tepper to hire the right coach because it's going to be on him, right? He's going to make the hiring decision. As much as Fitterer said he's going to have input, at the end of the day, he's going to get told to go sit and eat meatballs just like Marty Herney, right? It'll be Tepper that makes the hire. And as far as these quarterbacks are concerned in the upcoming draft class, the last generational talent who was supposed to come in and change the NFL was Trevor Lawrence. And he might not be the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You don't know with these guys. It's completely unpredictable. So I get where Tony's coming from, where he's saying go trade for a proven asset that has a history of success, because that's shown to be more of a guaranteed fix than drafting somebody and developing them. But that being said, we're past the point where we need to start taking bites at the apple. And a late third round pick is not an adequate bite at the apple. Take the bites at the apple. If you have the number one overall pick, take your damn quarterback. If you have a high pick and the number one overall after that, and you
the no-brainer at this point. It really is a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Bryce,
let me add this man to the stream. This is how I know he really had a problem with my quarterback rankings, because this man never comes on unless he's got something to say about my quarterback rankings. So my man YB Jordan is always in the chat. Jordan, holla at me. Tell me what I don't know, bro.
First, what's up to everybody, man? It's a good conversation so far.
Welcome to the show, bro.
Hell yeah.
Oh, what's up, Tony? What's up, CK?
How's it going, dude?
Hey, G-Baby was right, bro. We was laughing at him. He was in these calls. He was saying we was gonna win 2 games, bro. It's really starting to look like it. And I gotta come on here and I gotta come to the altar, bro. I did not want to give Bryce Young a chance because he was a small quarterback. I didn't even want to look at him, but I was wrong, bro. He is nice. He is really nice, bro. And I would take him number 1. I really would. Even no matter how big of a Matt Corral fan I am, I would say Bryce 1, bro.
I mean, I definitely don't want to
talk that shit, G.
I had to fess up, bro.
But Jordan, let me ask you a question then, bro. So when you see some of the struggles that a player like Tua Tagovailoa has had in the NFL, but tell me that then. Why is he not another Tua Tagovailoa or another Mac Jones?
Yo, there's nothing like, bro. Like Tua.
All right, but tell me how though. Like, because I forget Matt Jones. Him and Tua were very mobile behind the pocket,
Yes.
not as a runner themselves, but behind the pocket, and they were able to throw a good ball with touch. But yet they didn't have that bazooka of a cannon that you might want from a quarterback. So what differentiates, in your opinion, somebody like Bryce from Tua?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Cody. I think Bryce checks every box except arm strength. He doesn't have the ideal height, and he also he doesn't have like the weight. And to be like,
That sounds like Baker
the
Mayfield,
weight
bro.
and the arm strength could be fixed with the same thing, with the same solution. He puts on muscle. He can get bigger and he can improve his arm strength. So literally, I had somebody tell me this: you're not going to have the perfect QB prospect. But for Bryce, I think he checks every box except he has the ability to check every box once he puts on muscle. Other than him having an ideal height, that's it. So
he runs a 4.4 too. Bryce Young runs a 4.4.
And that's what you're not getting from CJ Stroud.
Yes, you do, Cody. Yes, you do, Cody. Watch. Yes, he does, Cody. I promise you, bro. Bryce Young just on a 4.4, G. All right, bro.
Cody, I had to fess up.
Okay,
too,
G.
He's nice.
G,
all right, bro.
Where do you get that number from?
Where does Cody? Cody, have you seen him play, G? He's fast as fuck, bro. Cody, all right, bro. We gonna see in the combine, Cody. I'm telling you, G.
Hey, so
all right.
Let me say something real quick. I got more than 10 people. So right now I'm flipping back and forth between Drew and Nick. Whoever wants in, that's in the background, send me a message and I'll pull you in. It only lets us have 10 people at a time. But my final question for Jordan, and then I'll open it back up, is, okay, I know you were high on Matt Corral, just like I was. What do you make of my opinion that there is nothing that you could ask? There's nothing that Bryce Young does that Matt Corral couldn't also do.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, so why would you spend the number one pick on Bryce Young if Matt Corral has all the requisite traits and he's already on your roster?
Because he's not a better quarterback. Like Bryce does stuff like fading, like he has a throw fading backwards under pressure, throws it, and it's pinpoint accuracy. It's like Bryce Young. I'm sorry, but Bryce Young, when he just like sees it and throws it, and it's on the money. Like Matt Corral don't got that. And to be honest, if we didn't have Matt Corral already on our team, you can make a debate for him versus Hendon Hooker, because the deep balls that Hendon Hooker was hitting, because they really run the same offense. The deep balls that Matt Corral was missing, Hendon Hooker was hitting last year. And he has a better touchdown interception ratio. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster. So that's so sad, bro.
No, you can't talk all that shit about Matt Corral, Cody, because have you seen Jackson Dart at Ole Miss? And have you seen what Ole Miss is doing right now? Way better than what fucking Pee Wee ever did at Ole Miss, man. So I don't want to hear that shit.
Ole Miss is good. I'm not trying to say that him. I'm not trying to say Bryce Young is bad. I'm just saying, to me, all of the things that you see from Bryce Young that you're not seeing from Matt Corral, or that you haven't seen yet from Matt Corral, to me, if you put him behind our offensive line, give him some better group of receivers, then I think Matt Corral could do the same thing.
I'm down with that too.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not as excited about Bryce, because we already have a talent that I deem comparable. I know Brad has to jump out of here. He had one more thing he wanted to say, so I'm gonna let Brad go, and then we'll continue on. What's up, Brad?
So my one knock against drafting Bryce Young, and like I said, if we drafted him, I wouldn't be upset. If we draft, I personally want CJ Stroud, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at CJ either.
If you look at the Alabama quarterbacks who come into the NFL, they are who they were when they came out of college. Nick Saban gets every ounce of talent and every ounce of development out of those players, so they are who they are, right? With all deficiencies and all. Now, to me, that just seems like, okay, CJ Stroud has more more development to do. He's more upside, right?
True.
He's got a stronger arm. He's just as athletic as Bryce Young. The only thing that he's kind of saddled by is the fact that he's in Ohio State's system, which is basically a one-read offense, right? I mean, if you pair him with an offensive mind like Eric, I know everybody said, Eric Bieniemy hasn't done shit because of Andy Reid. Well, Andy Reid disciples have a history of doing quite a bit in the NFL, right? I mean, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl with the Eagles with Nick Foles as the backup quarterback. Frank Reich, I mean, for even though Frank Reich might end up getting fired, he's had, because of the quarterback carousel down over in Indianapolis, they've been a relatively competent team for a few years now. I don't necessarily know that I would pin all their failures, especially their current ones, on him.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, you pair C.J. Stroud with a quarterback, with a head coach who's used to developing a quarterback, like an Eric Bieniemy, or even like I'm a little higher on Leftwich than it sounds like most people are in here. But you pair them with an offensive mind, and I really think, which you're going to be surprised, like if you draft C.J. Stroud, I really think you could be in the 7 to 9 wins next season, and that's coming from somebody who's historically very very pessimistic regarding this team. I really don't think we are that far away from having a competitive roster. We just need to fix the quarterback and the head coach.
I think what's so dope about what you said is the thing with CJ Stroud, I feel like he's athletic too, and he actually has a play where he takes an option and he runs it, and he scores a rushing touchdown, but he just does not show it on tape. Like, he does not show his athleticism on tape. But I really do believe that he's athletic.
Yeah.
And one thing about these Alabama, you said you wanted to compare the Alabama QBs, but one thing that you can't do, bro, is compare them. You really can't, because Bryce Young, coming out of college, bro, he was the number one player in the nation, the number one player overall, bro. Had damn near a perfect recruiting score. All those other Alabama QBs weren't even close to a 5-star prospect the way Bryce Young was, man. So I'm talking about a generational type talent right here, man. Bryce Young is totally different from all those Alabama QBs, man. You can't compare them, man. This is a total different player, man.
Really,
I'm telling you guys, bro.
Coach. It really depends on who we get.
Yeah, the type of feeling I got with him before we got with that's how I get with Bryce Young and Stroud, man. Those are the two you cannot miss. We cannot fucking
you can't miss.
We can't miss this shit.
I'll take 6'3", 230 over 6 foot.
So look, Brad, I appreciate you for joining us, man. Hope to see you again next time, bro.
Yep, later, guys.
Yep, appreciate you, man.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some more room for. I'm about to post the link. I basically got well, Tony's in the background right now, so I can add 2 more people.
Oh, you want DJ Ugangale?
DJ's been looking good.
Fuck him. That dude is trash, bro. No, he's not. That dude is trash. He's gonna be trash in the NFL. Cody Lack. I'm sorry, bro. No, hell no. DJ is horrible.
I'm sorry.
That's all it is.
Everybody.
Cody, he's not an NFL quarterback, right?
No, I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is right now,
DJ's trash, bro.
If you compare numbers, he's putting up just as good numbers as anyone else did the past.
Against Duke? Ooh.
Would you want to
whatever, man, he's beating like 2 top 5 teams. Let me
no way, bro.
Let me share this link real quick.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Clemson. I can't hate.
You had a mock draft, Cody. What was that?
Oh, that was
Hendon Hooker's a way better quarterback than DJ, bro.
Is he?
You tripping, bro. Go with what your eyes tell you, bro. That dude is average.
By the way, keep in mind that this year Clemson don't have the receiving core that we've had in years past.
Oh.
I guarantee you,
poor Clemson.
Poor Clemson. It's looking different, bro. That's what I'm saying. Give this man some better receivers, he'll be fine.
Let me throw this in there. Let me throw this in there, real quick.
How about that defense, though?
The wide receiver that played so good the other day against Alabama for Tennessee is not their number 1 wide receiver. Their
no, he's not.
Wide receiver is actually hurt.
He's hurt. Yeah.
And this wide receiver was just a backup until Hayden Hooker got him the ball like he wanted. So you don't know. I mean, in my opinion, Hayden Hooker is better than people are giving him credit for. And I'll just say this while I'm at it, because I'll say it a bunch more times before the draft. 5 years from now, we're going to talk about why we didn't draft Hayden Hooker. That's just my
There's going to be a lot of reasons why we did not. And we're going to
I
be right
want a
about it.
Hooker jersey.
It's only because he's old, right? That's the only reason why.
But who is that receiver eligible who played against Alabama?
Yes, he's a junior though, so he may return for a senior year. If I was him, I wouldn't. So.
Yeah, he need to come out. We should draft him. Speed, height, dog in Alabama. That's exactly what you want to see.
Hey yo, Matt Corral, what's Shine? Welcome to the show. What's up, bro?
What's up?
This
What's
Nigel,
up, man?
ain't it?
Hey,
yes, sir.
What's good?
What's good, bro? Hey, people are coming at me crazy because I believe in Matt Corral, bro. But your name says that you do too, man. Like, what do you make of my take that they're Matt Corral and Bryce Young are comparable quarterbacks, so you might as well not even
not
draft.
Quarterbacks though.
Man, I mean, I'm just saying, man. Like, to me, they are comparable. They are comparable players / talents, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think about who the Panthers should draft if we do draft a quarterback? Then I'm going to change the questions back to some trades real quick.
Yeah. Well, I'm sick right now a bit, so sorry.
It's all right, bro.
You good?
So, well, I just don't think, if you think about our new head coach, I just don't think he'll let by a first overall draft pick and not draft CJ Stroud instead of worrying about, Matt Corral.
And his list, Frank. The motherfucker got a list, Frank, bro. You guys really want to play with that shit, bro? Come on now. It's not worth it.
And I just think overall, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are just better overall. Just more ready.
That's a Corral fan. Me and him Corral fans. We've been in the chat.
It's coming from a hardcore Corral fan. Yep.
Hey, they Pee-wee fans, man.
Hold on. Bryce, I'm not going to call Bryce Pee-wee. He might be our quarterback.
No, he's calling Matt Corral Pee-wee, bro.
Yeah, Matt Corral.
He's calling Matt Corral. But how about this? From now on, I'm calling Bryce Young Pee-wee.
Oh yeah,
Bryce Young, the truth.
If y'all about to call Matt Corral Pee-wee, then I'll be damned if I'm not calling Bryce Young Pee-wee as well, bro. That dude.
I'm gonna call Bryce Young Teeny Weeny Young.
He's 195 pounds soaking wet, dude. Like, hey, I'm just saying that you can't blame me for saying that I have questions about how that holds up to an NFL beating.
Hold on,
John. I don't know that it does.
Wait.
Bryce Young needs to hang out with Panther Pickle, and I'll teach him how to gain some weight.
Hey. But so look, man, like we're gonna have a long time to evaluate these.
Hold on, Cody. Can I CK? How do you feel about what these Corral fans have said just now?
I think that I would much rather, especially if we're drafting top 5, go after one of those quarterbacks, because the risk you're going to take is you're going to go after Matt Corral, and then one of these quarterbacks that we could have chosen are going to blow it out of the water. Matt Corral risks not being good or being injury prone for that matter. And then we're starting all over with another rebuild because we're trying to give Matt Corral 3 years before we make any decisions on that, I don't think that I'm fine with him being a backup, and I'm fine for him even having an opportunity to start. But I don't think that you skip on an opportunity when you're drafting in the top 5 with a quarterback class like we're seeing right now.
Agreed.
Especially if you have the first pick. Imagine if we had the first pick and we don't take one of these guys. Oh my God, bro.
We will look stupid, dude.
Cody,
that would be the ultimate.
Say that again, Jordan.
You feel the same way? We got to take a quarterback.
I mean, I feel the same way. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Jordan. I'm always honest.
Yep.
If we go for CJ Stroud, and I know you're out on him, but depending on how no Levis. Bro, hear me out.
Oh boy.
Depending on how he finishes his season. Now I'm not saying I'm there yet, but depending on how he finishes his season, dude, there's a reason why even still you're hearing NFL scouts say that they have him ranked very highly because of what he has
above
the
those other two
potential
QBs.
to be
Who
able
has
to
him
do.
ranked above those other two QBs, Cody?
Yeah, that's true.
The
No,
dude
there
is
are.
hurt in
Hey,
college, Cody.
I'm not
Come
even
on,
saying
G.
me, bro.
Don't even
I'm not
put that
even
bullshit
saying
in the
me,
air,
bro.
bro.
I'm saying
I don't
there
want you to
are
even put that in the air, bro.
Dude, there are NFL scouts that have Will Levis rated number 1. Y'all do your deep diving on Twitter.
He's true.
Those are some bad scouts.
I'm not making that shit up.
I've seen it.
I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all,
Hey,
bro.
let's be honest. There's a
Hold
lot
on,
of
my last
stupid
thing,
people
Pickle.
online.
Hold up, my last thing, Pickle. You might say Josh Allen is the outlier and that it's unfair to expect players in the future to take the kind of jump that Josh Allen made. But I'm telling you, when you look at Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and what the 49ers did with Trey Lance, now the trend is you're betting on upside with mobile quarterbacks with big arms that can push the football downfield.
Well,
Will Levis does both of those things. And my final thing is, it's not outside of the realm of imagination that if you put Will Levis with a bunch of really good wide receivers, that he can be a part of a very potent passing attack. And that matters in the NFL.
I mean, you can say
Wide
that about
receivers
all
that can't
the-
get open.
You can say that about all quarterbacks, though. Like, let's get a bunch of weapons around you, and you'll be good.
Like Baker.
He's broken,
Right.
Cody.
Like DJ.
He's hurt in college, G. So you don't like Cody.
What's the
Cody,
difference?
Yeah, Bryce Young was hurt.
Right, Bryce Young has had one injury, and it wasn't his fault, bro.
He missed
That man's
one
never
game.
hurt. Bryce Young is very durable. The best ability is availability, and he's always available, bro. I promise you guys, man. We have generational type right in front of us. We just have to pull the fucking trigger, man. We don't need to. We gotta stop overthinking this shit, bro. This is a very simple math, man. It's very
No
simple.
call.
Simple math. 5'11", 195 pounds. That's simple math. Too small.
Drew.
What if he
That's how much I weigh, bro.
When he puts
I
on weight,
That's how
promise
much
you,
I
bro.
weigh.
Dude,
He can
Von
get his
Miller-
grown man body. That's what he has right now, Drew.
No, hold on. Wait. Drew hadn't talked in a minute. Let Drew
Yeah, he
talk.
hasn't.
Go ahead, Drew.
I'm just saying, Von Miller comes around that edge and pops Bryce Young from behind. He's done.
Nah,
One hit. It takes one hit. One
Tell
hit.
him, Drew.
His
He's
career's
about the
over,
size of
bro.
Russell
Von
Wilson.
Miller almost broke Cam in half. What do you think he gonna do to Bryce Young at
Right.
195
Cam is a
pounds?
giant.
Get
Size
him.
of-
Hey, everybody said the same shit about Kyler Murray, bro, and he does what he has to do, and he gets down, bro.
He'll
People,
run away
By
from
that
it.
same token, you could say the
Bryce
same thing
Young, the
about
boy
Lamar
said
when he
he
came
gets
in.
yo.
Now, hold up, G-Baby.
One
hold
at a
up.
time.
One at a
G-Baby
time,
now.
y'all.
G-Baby, tell me something, brother. What has Kyler Murray won? They have surrounded him with receivers. They surrounded him with a defense. They put a running back in James Conner back there, and Kyler Murray still chokes.
Bryce not like
Still
Kyler.
chokes.
Who? James Conner, the dude that's always on injury reserve every week. That didn't even play this last week.
I'm sorry. He did play.
James Conner did not play last night.
I'm telling you, Kyler Murray hasn't won a thing.
You're
Down
damn
the
right he
stretch, he chokes.
Right. And at least Kyler
Let's
Murray can
not take
run away
over
from
what we
people.
have.
I want a quarterback and then see over my offensive line.
Damn
I
right.
need a quarterback who's good.
Right.
Me
I
too.
don't care.
Right.
Just be good.
He's good.
And that's why people are high
I
on
don't care.
Levis. Because Levis checks all those boxes, and so does CJ Stroud. That's
Can
right.
I say
As
something
a-
about Levis, bro? Because
Yeah, go
first
ahead.
of all, I'm surprised that he's getting as injured as he is with his build. But I think people think Will Levis is what Matt Corral is, because Matt Corral was the dual threat quarterback that was running people over. Will Levis has, I checked, he has ESPN has him having negative 42 rushing yards this season. Matt Corral, he had 300 yards rushing last game. He had a 4-touchdown rushing game last year. As a dual threat that people keep gassing enough to be, he ain't showing much. And he's also injured, and he's turned the ball over. This is the second week in a row that he turned the ball over in the fourth quarter. Last week against Ole Miss, they lost 2 fumbles on game-winning drives.
Was he out?
Indeed.
Did he play?
Then
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not gonna let Cody come in, bro. I watch probably more college football than I do NFL. I'm not gonna let you come in here and fucking hype this bum ass dude up, bro. We ain't putting that shit up in the air, bro.
And then he
Bro,
just
I'm
threw
just
a
being real.
pick
I'm
six
just
last
being
week,
real.
bro.
Listen, I see what happens every offseason, and I see how the guy with the physical traits is the guy that nobody
But
gets
he's so
evaluated
big and he's all this, bro. Size, man. He's so
Hold
big
on.
and he's still getting broken bones and shit, G.
Well,
Like,
and
come on,
another
dog.
thing-
I don't want to hear
but-
that shit.
But look, to Jordan's point, is he isn't having the season that a lot of people expected to. that a lot of people expected him to. A part of it is that they're not running him like they did even the year before. If you look at some of his highlights from last year, not only was this dude running over people,
Yes.
he was jumping over them like Josh Allen. Like the dude has all the physical capability. Now, to be very honest with you, I don't know what exact injuries Will Levis is dealing with right now. I'm sure it's not
It was a
helping him.
knee and a finger. He broke his finger. But that's he's tough though. He snapped it back in place and
Yeah.
kept playing.
Yeah, and Jordan, was it on his throwing hand?
I'm not sure, but I know he
Because
snapped it back in
dude,
place.
if it was on his throwing hand, I mean, dude, you see when that happens to quarterbacks, it really messes up their football when they're throwing it. So
That's what happened to Trey Lance.
right,
last year.
Right, that's a great point, Jordan. A lot of that stuff you just don't know until you get them into better situations. You have to project them into the NFL because they're not going to be running these college style offenses. That's why, even though I'm high on CJ Stroud, I'm less hard on people that are holding that type of offense against him because it is a one-read offense. Now, he has gone through his progressions a lot of times that I've seen on film, but most of the time they have the receivers, the O-line for CJ Stroud to just place the ball right where it needs to be on his first read, and they're off and running. So, I don't really have an answer for that. All of these quarterbacks, none of them are generational talents, y'all. I'm gonna be very real with you. They're very talented, but none of them have a generational talented moniker next to their name.
I think Bryce. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe you kind of convinced me. I might be being too hard on Levis, because I can see if we got Ken Dorsey and he chose in. First of all, whatever quarterback our coach pick, and he's an offensive mind like Ken Dorsey or the Eagles coach.
Right.
If we draft a quarterback, period, I'm gonna roll with him. But it has to be Bryce, CJ, or Levis. If we pick Hendon Hooker with the top pick, I'm out. I'm not playing. I'm not doing it, bro. He is not that guy. He's going to be 25 years old with the same learning curve that Matt Corral just had. I'm not feeling him at all, bro.
Hendon Hooker is not a read option quarterback.
They don't run RPOs. They're literally just running RPOs, Pickle.
Yeah, he was
not a post-out offense.
Wait, so look, let me ask Jordan a question, then I'm gonna let Pickle respond. Is there anything other than the age that's making you say I don't want Hooker? Is it just the fact that he's 25?
And the offense he runs.
Okay, what about the offense? Is that too much like a Ohio State?
It's the same shit Matt Corral's ran last year.
RPO,
and when you don't see those throws like the thing is though, it was so like egregious. When you look at Bryce Young's throws that he makes, like he'd be running to the left and he throw it back right. He just sees it and throws it. And he's on the board and you take Hendon Hooker over him. I can't, bro. We probably have Dan Quinn if we a head coach if we take Hendon Hooker because that's how it's probably gonna be a sign that everything falling apart, bro.
All right, now Pickle. Now I know you don't care as much about the age. What about Hendon Hooker's game to you says that he can translate easily to the NFL? Because that's another thing. If he's 25, you don't want him to sit a year or two. I mean, you're drafting him to come in and play right now.
That's the point. Our current situation and the way the NFL draft is, you're not drafting a guy in the first round to sit on his ass for a couple of years.
Right.
You're not. He's going to start. If he can't start it, you don't draft him. Doesn't matter who the hell they are.
So what about Hendon Hooker says to you that he can come in right now and be successful?
I like his accuracy, and I like the fact that he can adapt quick to all different styles of offense. He learned the Tennessee offense in less than a year. He did.
Where did he transfer from? West Virginia?
He was at Virginia Tech for 4 years.
Okay.
But the folks at Virginia Tech only saw him as a read option quarterback. Now you can catch up part from even Kyle Bailey on WFNZ. I'll tell you that they only saw him as a read option quarterback. Finally, he got out of there because he knew he could be better. He went to Tennessee, and per se, the rest is history. Now, I want to be realistic, though, folks. I try to be realistic. Realistic says realistic. He's not going to draft in the first pick. I mean, now
Right.
we don't know the future. If all of a sudden he starts blowing everybody away and he wins a national champion, maybe
Yeah.
somebody will think that. But let's be realistic. I'm not looking at all that yet.
That's
Right
fair.
now, as it stands, he won't be drafted with the first pick. Yeah, I've said it online. If it was me and I found a good quality trade, not way back, I'm talking maybe 5 or 6 spots. If I can move back a little bit and pick up more picks, then that's when I would take Hooker. But let's be clear though, I'm going to back up whoever quarterback we take.
Facts.
Okay,
Or
I
not
don't.
Hendon. I'm not about that.
Will Levy.
I
I like him, but I like him because he's 6'3" and he's 232 pounds. He's tough as nails. But Will Levy's problem for me is that he does get hurt. He's tough as nails, but he does get hurt in college. You know, he does have some ball security issues, probably the way he runs it and his actions. I'm kind of, he reminds me a lot of Cam in the way he plays, not the finesse, not I don't want to call him Cam. Nobody believed that. I'm just saying some of the things he does. But and I was high on him for the big guys. That's who I'm not a fan of short quarterbacks. I'm just not.
That's fair.
But I do, and I saw somebody report this the other day, and I think Cody read it too. If you can put 30 pounds on Bryce Young and make him 4 inches taller, he'd be the automatic top guy.
Oh, no question.
He just would.
They be taking for him.
Yeah, but you can't add his height. And granted, there's been short quarterbacks being successful in the NFL. Drew Brees was one of them. But Drew Brees had the benefit of a head coach who took the entire offense around him.
But here's the problem too, like saying like we've been so like that's what I don't want to get caught. That's why I'm right with not drafting a guy who is an exception, right? He might be the guy who's able to be Drew Brees, but the reality is the majority of the guys that are successful aren't that type of body style, right?
Right.
As far as quarterbacks are concerned. We did the same thing with hiring a college coach. The exception that they're successful, not the rule, right? So at the end of the day, no pun intended, by the way, I don't want to go with the exception. I want to go with the rule, and I want a quarterback that is an body and who's proven himself in college. And I think CJ Stroud, I don't put Young in that category, obviously, given this with his body, but
he's got a Heisman, CK. He's got a national title, G.
Hey,
he's got success.
hey, what about Baker? What about Baker? How you feel about Baker?
Baker's
gone. Bro.
He had a Heisman.
Baker won up. That's the point.
G-Baby, let's be fair. The Heisman is like the NFL's version of the MVP. It's more of a popularity contest than it is a really award.
Yeah, man.
That's just what it is.
Crazy,
Now,
hey, by the way, Will Anderson, I'll let you finish, Pickle. Will Anderson.
Y'all are fucking up, man.
Will Anderson last year had better numbers than what's the guy that the Lions just drafted? Than Aiden Hutchinson. Will Anderson had better numbers than Hutchinson and didn't get a single Heisman vote. So
I didn't know that.
So it is a popularity contest in a lot of respects. And by the way, Tua Tagovailoa also almost won a Heisman. Johnny Manziel also won a Heisman. So it's like,
what about national championships? Is it the same for like that?
Well, I mean, national championships, like, I mean, yeah.
We talking
national titles don't matter now. What the fuck is this, man?
I didn't say they don't matter. Ain't nobody said that they don't matter. They definitely matter, but it's just like
I don't devote everything on the Heisman Trophy.
Hey, Stetson Bennett. Stetson.
Oh Lord.
Right, Stetson Bennett won a national championship in Georgia last year. And nobody.
Hey, don't sit on Stetson Bennett, bro, because I would take Stetson Bennett over Will, bro. I would take Stetson Bennett over Will, bro. That dude's solid, G.
I will
He's
take
solid.
He's
not number one pick.
All over Stetson Bennett, bro. Stetson
Dude,
Bennett
you're
ain't
fucking.
it at all.
Cody Lock, I don't know what the fuck you've been doing lately, bro.
Bro, Stetson Bennett sucks, bro. Let's be real.
Hey,
I'm not trying to
if any team has to compete with Clemson, Cody Lock ain't having that shit, bro.
What about the other Alabama?
Cody Lock, you biased as hell, bro. You one biased motherfucker, dude.
Bro, Stetson Bennett didn't throw one touchdown against Clemson last year, bro. Not a one. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. And we got NFL players all up and down.
Let me finish what I want to say now.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Pickle go, and then we're gonna talk prize picks. Go ahead.
The one thing, Stroud. I've got to no. The only thing I can find on Stroud that I don't like is the fact that he hasn't took on any major super college teams. But I shouldn't hold that against him the way I feel, because he can't help the way they do the schedule. So I try not to, but I end up doing it. But I do like the fact that he's a true pocket passer who only uses his running ability when he's needed to. I do like that part, because that allows to me, that opens up your offense. That opens up your receivers, your tight ends, your running backs, and a good NFL head coach. In a good NFL head coach, he'll use that at certain times to his advantage.
Who are you talking about again, Pickle?
Stroud.
Stroud, okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, who we hire as coach is going to determine. Like,
you're right. You're right. Yep. Because head coach, but it goes right along with Will Anderson. To be honest, because if you get a head coach coming in here and say, okay, David Carr, for example, as his example, not the same as what I want to do. There's a David Carr, for example, will either be cut or traded this year. He just will. Now,
you mean Derek Carr?
Yeah, Derek Carr. Great day in the morning. I'm damn old, y'all. But Derek Carr. Now, a head coach may say, let's sign him for a couple years and we'll fix up our defense. A certain head coach may, and he may want Will Anderson, use him as linebacker and convert it to a 3-4. I'm not saying that's what I would do. I'm not saying it's going to be popular in Bank of America Stadium. But a head coach will come in and do what he wants to do, unless he's told.
Sounds like a formula that we just got done doing, Pickle.
But y'all, unless David Tepper has the balls this time, maybe he puts on his brass balls and has the guts to tell the head coach, we drafted a quarterback, that's how it is.
All right, so hey, before I jump into this prize pick segment, let me let my man Drew go enjoy the rest of his evening, give him an out. Drew, you know I appreciate you, man. Hey, me and Drew, we're on the same team, man. I can't think of too many times that me and Drew ever disagree on anything, bro. So Drew, you my guy, man. Tell him what's your last thing that you got for the show, man.
Hey guys, this has been a great show tonight. Again, I am extremely happy with our return on CMC. Bright things ahead for the Panthers as long as they go down the straight and narrow and make these picks count. And we'll be looking at playoff football back in Bank of America Stadium sooner than we think, guys.
Hey, I like that, man. We need some optimism. We need some optimism now more than ever, bro. You got to believe in something, or else what you believe in anything for. So I like that, man. Drew, you know you're my man, dog. I appreciate you. And
all right, fellas. Hey, y'all keep pounding.
All right, keep pounding, Drew. Keep pounding.
4 years.
Damn, that's right. Have we talked about Christian and those picks? Bro, can I get my opinion on that real quick, Cody?
Yeah, thanks. I need.
Yeah, bro, that's the first thing I asked you. But
yeah, we chatted.
My bad, G. Hey.
No, you're good. Go ahead, bro. And
I feel so. How many times have you guys heard me? We have to build through the fucking draft. So for us to be able to get a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth, we basically just got a whole half draft for Christian McCaffrey, and we got unloaded the contract, bruh. We might have some dead money, I understand that. But for us to get those picks, and technically, if we do lose, right, we have the number 1 pick, we technically have the 32nd pick of the first round because the Dolphins forfeited their draft picks, man. Yep. So if we have the first pick of the second, we technically have the 32nd of the first round pick. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, we are going to come on top of this. We just have to get the correct coach and we have to hit on these picks. All this is for nothing if we don't hit on these fucking picks, man. But I feel great. How can you guys? Christian is in a way better position. Like, I'm so happy for him. Like, if you're a Christian McCaffrey fan, how can you not be happy for the man? How can you not?
Straight up. I agree with that 100%.
I was listening a little bit this morning on listen to Ed McCaffrey. He does the show sometimes on XM radio, and he'll talk. He just happened to be on there today, and he was talking about the history between, and he said Kyle Shanahan actually didn't babysit Christian. When he would go to the 49ers, or when he would go to the stadium, Christian would go to the lounge, like TV room, where Kyle was also there, and they sat in the room together when Christian was very little. But he didn't really babysit. But he said Christian knows all them people over there. He knows them. He grew up with them.
That's home, man. And
to him, he's home.
That's so dope, bro.
If you read that he was happy to be there, let's understand he necessarily wasn't happy to be traded. He was happy to be going home to his family.
Exactly. And how can you not be happy for him? You know, like, if you have any type of heart or loved Christian, like, bro, all you can do is be happy for that man. He's closer to Denver, where his actual home is. He's close. Now he is back at home in the Bay. Bro, I'm so happy for him, because I know San Francisco is going to use Christian McCaffrey, right, boys? Hey, Christian McCaffrey about to fall, boys. That motherfucker is about to fall. He's about to eat.
In the Bay, where the tides roll away.
I'm so happy we get away.
And the only thing I hate though, is the media, the national media. Oh, Christian's I see Christian everywhere now. Oh, Christian's the best back in the NFL. Christian has always been the best back in the NFL, bro. And Christian McCaffrey never got this type of media when he was with Carolina. I just hate how every single motherfucker we have on Carolina doesn't get the fucking media attention they deserve. And for God's sake, I hope fucking DJ stays. But watch it. If DJ does leave, watch DJ. Watch what they're about to do with DJ, bro.
Hey, time out. Let me welcome my guy Corey Brewery to the show. Corey, what's up, dude? How are you, man?
What's up, Corey? Good, man. Good. It's Friday night, man. We feeling good.
Hell yeah.
Finally got to join one of these, man. I usually be busy and miss the stream, but good to see everybody.
Hey, man, happy to have you, man. Tell me what you think about this CMC trade, bro. You happy with the compensation? You think we shouldn't have traded him? Tell me what you think, man.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw the trade last night, my initial thing was like, what did we get, right?
Right.
But yeah, the haulback, I could not have asked for something better, realistically. Like, 2 firsts was never going to happen. So I think there's a lot of fans that may be a little bit salty about that, because that was already kind of put out by the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about 4 picks in one draft. Like, how often does that happen, bro? Especially for Christian McCaffrey. He's 26. By the time we get a quarterback who's really going to be good enough to take us somewhere, he'll be right at the end of his, elite level. Love the guy. Right. Love to see him ball out. Happy he went to a real contender. But yeah, as far as just like rebuilding and the business of football goes, that's the best move we could have made, bro, for real.
I love it, man. I agree with that. And then Drew was in here earlier. He made a great point. This is more than what the Colts got for Marshall Faulk.
The Colts got fleeced.
Well, I mean, dude, Kev, they're just not giving up first-round picks for running backs.
I'm not asking for a first. Give me a second and two threes and a fourth.
Did they even have 2 threes to give?
They had 3 threes.
Yeah, they had 3.
Okay. But I mean, still, aren't you kind of splitting hairs though? We have 2 second-round picks. We got a third-round pick.
Second-round pick, a late third-round pick, and a late fourth.
I mean, now we got we got picks on picks, man.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta pray for the Rams to suck, because that second-round draft pick that we got was from the Rams. So if the Rams gotta suck, we gotta pray for their downfall, boys.
I was gonna say y'all gotta think too.
No,
how did the 49ers have a Rams pick?
No, it wasn't from the Rams pick. The Rams traded their picks to the Lions. That's the 49ers pick.
I'm just tired of getting these fucking unicorns like Cam Newton and like CMC, and then giving them to these like vanilla coaches.
Yeah, I mean, I do that. I mean, Shanahan's not vanilla, but I hear about like all of our best players end up going on to other shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
Yeah, I saw Christian McCaffrey say "bang bang Niner game." I almost cried, bro.
Oh
It did
yeah,
not look right.
that was so cringe, bro. I could not, bro.
Oh,
Man, come on.
do you really want to like see some exciting shit?
No.
Let's see
Whoa,
it.
that
Oh,
video
he
of
did
him
an
running
Oh
out
interview.
of the
yeah, with
practice
him
field.
and
Yo, when he was
in his
running out of the
jersey.
practice field in that red and white jersey.
What's his name? Patrick on Twitter. His little Jaden man.
Nah, hold up.
I've obviously watched them for a long time.
Why is that red behind him?
Game and,
doesn't look right.
That's crazy. Offenses in the league, and I think
where's number 23 now,
you
yo?
look at all the guys. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about. Just getting in the locker room, getting to meet the guys. But how could you not want to play here? As an offensive weapon, I'm extremely fired up. Obviously, I have a little bit of a history with Coach Shanahan, and can't express how happy I am to be here.
Damn, man, it does hit different seeing him.
Hey, he said that shit with his motherfucking heart. He said that shit with his chest, boys.
Bro, that's where he played all his college ball, man. Like out in the same area. So I mean, he's
just going home. That's all.
Yeah, he's a West Coast
bro.
kid.
He feels good about that. He feel amazing about his situation, boys. I'm so happy to see Mac, dog.
I'm happy for him too, but I'm sad.
So look, y'all, I'm happy to do this next segment, but I'm also really depressed.
Why?
Damn, I be losing, y'all. I straight up suck. And you know what? I blame Tony. And Tony, you're not gonna sit there silent. I blame you, man, because I could have gotten three. I could have gotten 3 of my 4 picks, but no, I had to go with all 4 instead of running up my 3 is enough. But man, dude, I've been losing, man. Not only have I not been getting good advice, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, man. Every time I think I do, I really don't. And I'm struggling out here, man. I'm really struggling out here. And bro, look at this.
Why? You ain't got no money in your account left?
No, it ain't even that, man. It's that, bro.
Motherfucker.
I know, right? That's what
All right, so I want to talk about this real quick. Well, first, big shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring the C3 Panthers podcast. If you go to PrizePicks and you use the promo code C3, you get a first time 100% match on your first time deposit up to $100. It's a fantastic, fun way to play daily fantasy football sports. The way it works is you pick multiple entries. You have to have at least 2 entries on a individual player or some sort of like defensive stat like this case, but 2 individual players, and those 2 players cannot be on the same team. You pick more or less given the kind of prop number that is given. And the more it's like the more you have, the more picks. You get 2 picks, you get double your money. If you get 3 picks, actually 2 picks get you 3 times your money. So I've got right now 2 picks. I put $5 in on Tuesday I got that free square of Steph Curry, and I went Tom Brady more than 267 yards and a half. So then that $5 returns 15. Today they had a special, guys, the Flex Friday pick. Between 3 and 6, they had a bonus moment. So if you pick 5 picks and you hit all 5 picks, you can turn $10 into $150 is what I did. Now, I'm already not going to get that because I went more than 1.5 hits in the first run of tonight's game tonight. They only had 1 hit. But I still have a chance to get the other 4 and double my money. So PrizePicks is a great way to play daily fantasy football sports and to support the C3 Panthers podcast. I wanted to talk about this number right here. DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
You should have listened to me on that Christian McCaffrey. You want to blame me. You're like, oh, let's look at Christian McCaffrey and PJ Walker, like this and that. And I said, nah, Christian McCaffrey is going to get his because Ben McAdoo is going to come in and throw that passive-aggressive shade. And what did he do? He just ran. He got it in like the first quarter. Here's the thing. I have a theory now. Christian McCaffrey got showcased, featured, and we traded him. If DJ Moore gets 12 targets, Go ahead and start picking him up in fantasy football from somebody because he's going to go to the Packers. He's going to go somewhere like that. I'm kind of interested in this 49.5 more than number simply for my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory of let's showcase this guy. But I just don't feel like trading him financially would be good news for the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, how about this,
It's
though?
really bad.
How about this, though, man? DJ Moore has only had 2 games of above 50 receiving yards.
Look at those numbers, man.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe he's even had 2 games.
You know what? Straight
To
up,
be honest.
there isn't a player on the team that I feel worse for than DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Because look, and you shipped out Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey.
He had no
Dude,
friends.
And you're depending
Bro, we
on
can't
Sam
leave TJ,
Darnold
bro.
and Baker Mayfield and PJ Walker. Bro, DJ, my heart goes out to this man.
Bro, if
It
we
really
trade
goes
DJ,
out.
bro, I will be so fucking hurt, bro. Like, I swear to God, bro, we better not, bro.
We can't
He's the
trade him,
most
bro.
humble man, G. He's so fucking humble, dog. Like, blue collared, bro, goes out and does his fucking job. It doesn't bitch.
But if you could get, I don't think I agree with you. I think he's a good player. I think he's young and very young that he's going to have plenty of time still left in the league. But there is some questions about this. Is like he's not a dominant receiver. I mean, he's very good, but he's not dominant.
We haven't seen it yet,
I don't
bro.
think
Well, how
we would
would
get.
we know,
I think we would
Tony?
just have 2. We just signed his extension. I just don't believe that we would be able to. You have to pay all of his guaranteed. I think we would just have to eat way too much dead money if we did trade him. But if we could, guys, I'm telling you, get a top quarterback.
Yep.
And then you add a mid 15 pick on a linebacker. And then if you were to get some big time picks, maybe you could get a big dog receiver. All of a sudden you're like, heck yeah.
I don't know if there's big dog receivers in this draft, though.
Really? See, I don't know enough about college for that, but gosh, it would be nice to have to load up to get a rookie quarterback and to give him a super weapon at wide receiver, and try to get 3 years out of those 2 together and let them cook.
So I'll bet this out of the newly acquired 2nd round pick and 3rd round pick, I'll bet you one of them is a wide receiver.
100%.
100%. We haven't seen enough.
What's that in?
I'm telling you. But we're gonna continue to have to add offensive weapons around whoever the quarterback is, and that's why, to me, DJ Moore and Brian Burns are the 2 most untradeable players
Me too.
on
That's how I feel.
the team right now.
That's how
Because
I
you're not gonna entice.
I think Brian Burns is the most tradable player.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, Tony. Why would
we can't trade Burns.
What about Shaq Thompson?
He is your only legitimate pass rusher.
Hold on, okay,
Then you're
I
having
hear
to
you on that.
replace Not one. Hold on,
He's
you're
making
having,
more
you're
than
having to
9
replace. You're having to replace not 1 but 2 defensive ends. If you get rid of Brian Burns, we still ain't replacing Son Reddick.
Okay,
But if
okay.
we're not going to be able to pay him and we're not going to re-sign him, that's the real question. And he doesn't want to be here.
Yes,
I think
thank
he
you,
just
Tony.
has the most
Hey.
value out of all the people on our team, to be
No
honest.
doubt. But franchise
Cody,
tag.
let me ask you this, Cody. Okay, off of what you just said, G, I'm gonna give you 2 options, G, and you tell me which one you would rather take. Okay?
Brian
Would you? Because Brian Burns is gonna want that fucking bag, G. I promise you.
And
G.
is he really the guy? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so would you rather pay Brian Burns a fat ass bag, G, or would you rather trade him ahead of time for a 1st round pick, knowing that you have a 5th year option on that 1st round pick on his rookie contract, G, and you're getting more draft picks that you can go out and get a pass rusher in the fucking draft, G? Like, bro, we have to do a complete rebuild, G. I want to do this the right way, bro. And I'm sorry, Brian Burns is not going to be the route, G. We gotta trade him for a 1st round draft pick, G.
Now you're making another hole to fill. We already need a linebacker.
I'm okay with that, though, Cody.
Tight end. We need
That's
another
fine. We
receiver.
have the capital now, G. We're gonna have the capital, G.
You can't have a team full of draft picks.
Go ahead, Corey.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Corey.
A rebuild is the whole point of a rebuild is to get rid of aging players bad contracts, and you know, get value for your position. Right now, Brian Burns is still a value for his position. We're gonna have to sign him. We're gonna have to throw in the bag. We traded away Robbie Anderson and CMC. Like we're gonna have dead money with them, but like those are two big contracts that we're not gonna have to worry about. We get rid of Shaq Thompson. That's a big contract. We don't have to worry. Like we have to have some. We have to have good players on this team. Like we can't trade Derek Brown before he, you know what I'm saying, is due for an extension or something like we have to start with something. We can't just keep
Brian Burns has never had more than 9 sacks. He's
I
not
still
like
pay him.
You don't even need to worry about that now. You
I
can
mean,
wait till next
if
year.
that's the case, then why are we so confident we get a first for him? If we can turn around and
we
trade
can
Brian
definitely
Burns
get a
for a
first for him.
second,
He's literally the only Pro Bowler on our team last year.
But Brian Burns' contract, his 5th-year option is next year. So we can wait till next week. We can wait till the middle of next year or this offseason and trade him. We don't have to. We don't have to do it now. That's the point. We don't have to do it now.
right? If we come in the next year with a new head coach, a rookie quarterback, you know what I'm saying? We're not world beaters, but we look like we're a new team that has promise, that has a future. Are y'all still going to want to trade a 26-year-old first-round pick pass rusher?
No, he's 24 right now.
And by the way,
Right.
and let me just add to that: if you're able to pick up like a Miles Murphy in the draft, or like a KJ Henry or whatever, like if you're able to get another good defensive end to go on the opposite side, and Derek Brown's continuing to get better, like it's still a legitimate reason to say that you haven't seen the best out of Brian Burns yet. That all those near misses that we've had, maybe now, once you put some more players on the D line, maybe now you see him take that final step that we all know that he's capable of, man.
I feel like our defense is so
A lot of
close
maybes.
to where we really,
A lot
really
of
want it to
maybes.
be.
But
There's a lot of maybes in the draft too.
Too many ifs.
That
Well, that's
Brian
what the
Burns,
draft
A lot of
is
babies in the
maybe.
draft.
and then I'm gonna go to Matt Corral's fan
Super
here.
maybes.
I need to know
Super
your name
maybes.
too, Matt Corral believer.
That's
But my yeah, right. I got a whole bunch of Matt Corral believers. But my thing is that if you don't believe that Brian Burns is gonna get traded for a first round pick, one, you would be delusional, and then number two, ask yourself why is he being traded for a first rounder? Because he is a first round Pro Bowl talent, and that's hard to come by, man. So especially at the defensive end position, like you don't just willingly let that guy go, and you're trying to entice another head coach to come here. You have to give them reasons to do so, and Brian Burns is a part of that reason.
Yeah.
Well, what if you bring in a coach that wants to run a 4-3 defense and Brian Burns is a 3-4 end?
No.
Then what, G?
Burns can do both, bro. Come on.
I don't think he can, G. That dude can't stop the run, bro.
You know he's
Then
putting on weight, right? He
then
got
you
the 250 this last offseason.
If that's the case, G baby, then you let your head coach and Scott Fitterer deal with it then, because you still have time. But we don't have the trade deadline is for just this season. Once the season ends, then they do it all the time.
We are going to hire the head coach before the draft, so
yeah.
Gotcha. All right, man. So look, I'm gonna keep mine simple. I'm just trying to get a W for the first time ever. So I'm going with 2 picks. I'm trying to turn my 20 into 60. I got DJ Moore. Hey, y'all tell me, do I need to go more or less on DJ Moore?
Yes.
At 49
Less. Way less. Way less. A lot less.
Anything
7 yards per game. 7 yards
Of
per
course,
game.
everybody.
Learn from experience, Cody. Less.
All right. Go less, but remember I said more, bro.
All right. Damn, bro.
They're about to triple DJ.
Hold on, hear me out.
Screen 50
Hear
yards.
me
That's the
out.
only way he can get 50 yards if he takes a
Hear,
screen.
hear,
and
hear
run
me
it.
out, though.
you're looking at 100 passing.
Now that you no longer have Christian McCaffrey, you no longer have Robbie Anderson.
Yep.
Like how we know they're not going to just force feed DJ the football?
Tampa's
They about
defense.
That's all we have now. There's no point in winning games. The
Yeah,
best thing we
like-
could do is get
They get
DJ
double
Moore
covered
1,000
DJ all
yards. That's
day.
it.
They're going to double cover DJ all day. We don't got nobody else.
That is
Can't
true,
rely on
too.
McCaffrey no more.
We do not need to break DJ Moore's body down wasting this season.
Ooh,
by
that's
the
a
way,
good point. That's a
The
good
tank
point.
is already in full effect. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need to get DJ Moore beat the hell up for no reason.
You wouldn't want him to keep his 1,000 streak though?
No, I don't look.
He ain't gonna get
We know
that.
how good he
Yeah,
is.
he ain't getting that. That is well over with.
I think it's
Yeah,
over.
that's not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
happen. Like he's on pace.
That
for
is
like
not gonna
500
happen.
yards.
All right, I did more. I said screw it.
Yeah, Cody.
My heart is telling me
bro.
they ain't got no other option.
This is why you
Hey,
lose.
Cody,
Finna
remember
go
this
bankrupt.
night.
See, yep, this is why you're betting with that heart, G.
Bankrupt.
You never bet with the heart, Cody. You amateur.
I know, but hey,
I was
I
about
feel
to
like
get all of his money
every
stolen.
time I do bet with my head, it goes the way my heart said I should have went. Every time I go with my heart, it goes the way my head said.
Welcome to being a degenerate gambler.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna go with my eyes because
but,
I'm watching this offense, and I'm gonna trust my eyes.
Yeah. Hey, but by the way, download PrizePicks today. Play daily fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use promo code C3. All first-time users that deposit and use our C3 promo code receive $100 instant deposit match up to $100. If you deposit 100, PrizePicks will give you 100. If you deposit 50, PrizePicks will give you 50. Hey man, support our sponsors, man. If y'all really want to support C3 and you want to make a little cash along the way, dude, PrizePicks is perfect, man. Absolutely perfect. By the way, I looked on that website and they don't have any snaps for Christian McCaffrey yet. A lot of people are wondering like how they. Well, I mean, I'm willing to bet you're going to see Christian. I don't know how much.
Yeah, they said he's going to be in a red zone package.
So yeah, probably some like 6 carries.
Y'all watch McCaffrey return a punt for him and take it to the house.
They better not have him back there.
He's gonna get injured.
I'll go get
He's
him.
gonna score though. He might.
I
Have,
hope.
Like, he might
I hope
have,
to
like,
God for
10
his
rushing
sake
yards
they
and a
don't try to
touchdown.
put him in a punt return.
I'm sure he wouldn't complain though. Christian McCaffrey would do whatever you ask him to, man.
No plan. Yep.
Man,
Except for take a pay cut and not get paid as much as he was.
yeah, I don't blame him either. Hey, Corey, I never got a chance to get you in on the quarterback conversation. Do you have a preference as to what Carolina should do if let's say we're looking at the number 1 pick and you just have your choice and no matter who?
It's Stroud season, baby. I'm sorry.
Okay.
For sure.
I like
and
that.
and like Bryce Young, I get it. I can't get over the size thing.
Damn,
And
bro.
like and I know like I don't like it's like a Kenny Pickett hand thing. Like it's just what but
yeah.
Nah, like the exceptions are gonna be the exceptions, but he's not like watching Arizona play. They're like Kyler Murray is an amazing athlete, but you can see how they have to design plays and run do things around his height. And I would just rather not have to deal with that for my quarterback. I'd rather have a 6'3" guy than a legit 5'11" guy. Like,
And can this franchise really take a chance on the exception? Like after all the years of Baker?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm mad at Levis.
That's what CK's been saying.
Does
Right.
Cliff
It's like picking
Kingsbury-
Baker.
Yep. Does Cliff Kingsbury get fired midseason?
yeah,
Not
he's
They just extended him.
It don't matter. Him and their franchise quarterback got in an argument on sidelines.
Oh, that's nothing.
But I
but
do think
their
Bryce is a
offense is
better
also like just bad. Their offense is not good.
And it's a
He's
very
supposed to be
simple
offensive
college offense too. They don't do nothing pre-snap. Like they don't put anybody in motion to tell you what coverage they're in. They don't do none of that, man.
Like they had 2 pick sixes and kind of like that's how they scored all their points against the Saints the other night. I don't know if he's gonna get fired because he did just get extended, but he's not gonna be there much longer.
I don't think Bryce and Kyler are comparable other than their size at all, really. Because Kyler's a good athlete, but Bryce is just a really great passer from the pocket. Like he even throws the ball over the middle fine, and that's why I look at Bryce and I see like rookie Russell Wilson. That's what I see.
And even like Russell,
unlimited.
Even Russell too. Like I don't know, man. Like
but I get you though, for real. I get you.
Yeah,
I'll take either one to be honest. Bryce,
and for sure, like,
I ain't gonna complain.
if we get Bryce Young, it's Bryce season all day. I'm going 100% behind him.
Me too.
If I had my choice, I want to go with somebody who we've seen work more. And Ohio State quarterbacks, like that's a thing too. But again, Cody says this shit all the time. Like, you got to just judge the player, honestly. But it really does make me a little bit hesitant that Ohio State quarterbacks there hasn't been one, like a single one.
It's the struggle of the first overall pick.
Yeah.
And to this, I'll say, like, all right, going back to Clemson, like we never had a top tier NFL quarterback until Deshaun and then Trevor. You know, by the way, people said that about Oregon. Oregon never had a big time quarterback that like made waves in the NFL before. Everybody thought that it was going to be Mariota. Mariota's had an okay career. The Falcons they're in the division hunt right now. So, but everybody was holding Oregon against Justin Herbert, and now look at him. By the way, even just a few years ago, people said the same thing about Alabama quarterback. That man, there's never been a successful Alabama quarterback. There's the exception. Like until the rule comes, right? Everybody thinks, oh, this is generally how it goes, but then someone comes along that breaks the mold. I'm just looking at CJ Stroud from a talent perspective, and he checks off a lot of boxes.
Yep.
And I think that's important, man. And by the way, if you listen to interviews, I've by far listened to more of his off the field interviews than any other quarterback I've listened to. This man has it upstairs, bro. CJ Stroud, he's a fantastic leader. He knows what he's doing. He understands coverages. Like the man can do it all. People gravitate around him, and I think they do that with Bryce as well. I'm not going to take that away from Bryce, but to me, CJ Stroud represents the fuller package than Bryce Young.
I agree.
I wish
he just doesn't put it on tape. That's the only thing.
I wish
Like
that
the
Bryce Hill wasn't a freshman because that motherfucker is nasty.
Who?
Is it Luke May or Drake May?
Oh, from
Drake
UNC?
May, yeah.
Drake May.
From
Yeah,
UNC?
I wish he wasn't a freshman because that boy is cold.
Dude, you know who everyone else is talking about too? Caleb Williams from USC.
Yeah.
That's another dude, 6'4". He has a missile launcher for an arm. He's also doing big. But that's another thing that people say about USC quarterbacks. They said the same thing about Sam Darnold too. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You can go around the country and find all these different big time colleges that you're never supposed to draft a quarterback from. And sometimes it's true. And then sometimes you just need that one prospect that'll buck the trend.
But is there a college that's known for having good quarterbacks? It was Oklahoma till you got Baker and Kyler. They asked to me.
Yeah, I mean, they were putting out draft picks left and right, and Heisman finalists. And again, it doesn't necessarily equate to being successful in the NFL. Mike said Caleb Williams is 6'2", so maybe he's a little bit shorter than I thought. But if you watch his highlights or just his tape in general, that dude has a bazooka.
Yeah, and he's fast.
To his shoulder. Yeah, and run away from you. Dude's a beast, man.
Wasn't he at Oklahoma before?
Yeah.
Yeah, he transferred from Oklahoma. Went with Lincoln Riley. So again, it's gonna look, the evaluation prospect this season is going to be more important than ever before, because I'm telling you, none of these players that are coming out, none of them are like, can't miss. Like there's not an Andrew Luck type of prospect where every single trait that you could want in this quarterback is there. Like you're gonna have to read between the lines on all of them. So Fitterer has his job cut out for him. Speaking of Fitterer, what other players do y'all think are getting traded, if any?
Shaq Thompson.
Sir Shaquille. Get him out of here.
None of them. I don't expect any more trades.
Please get Shaquille out of here.
It's either no more trades or Shaq Thompson.
I would like to trade some more players, but I don't think they're going to.
So.
Shaq Thompson. If it was anybody other than Shaq, like I would actually genuinely be upset. Yeah. Like the CMC trade it wasn't hard for me at all. But like Brian Burns, that shit would piss me.
What about Jackson?
Dante?
Nah. Yeah, like I wouldn't honestly.
He covers the speed of receivers.
But I'm actually a Dante guy, which is funny. Like Dante gets He's
Me too.
not very popular with Panthers fans right now, and I honestly just be like, I just fuck with him honestly. And
I think we're going 50-50. Like he gave up a touchdown, but then he got a pick six.
he makes splash
Right.
plays. He's not, he's not the corner that we're paying him like, but he makes splash plays, and he's always going to be that kind of player.
I have a question. Like, I know we all got one of our quarterbacks. So let's say we get the quarterback you want, whether it's CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. Do you think we go? Because I think if we take CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, we're gonna have the best quarterback in the division next year. Do we go from worst to first with a good draft?
We could.
New quarterback. That's what I
We
think.
very much could.
I see it's going worst to first.
I can see it.
What's cool is that we have if that chart that I put up earlier of the picks. That's like 4 top 100 picks or something.
Yeah,
that we're not used to that.
We have one.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So, like, if we could, I would again. I'd rather just consolidate those picks and try to get 3 starters.
Yeah,
you know, if you could make 3 picks that you could get 3 starters, and then maybe do some mess in the back, that would be awesome, dude.
A quarterback.
We need a linebacker, dude. We're going to get a linebacker. It's almost just have a quarterback, linebacker, wide receiver, and then get a tight end and a defensive end in free agency.
That's why we need to trade Shaq. Put Brandon Smith out there in the fire and just see what we got with him, man.
Yes, we need Brandon Smith out here.
Say that, man.
But
Dude,
don't you think, isn't he more like an outside linebacker?
Yeah, I think so.
Either I don't know what he is. I haven't seen the motherfucker on.
Yeah,
I've only seen.
No, we need to play him. We need to play Terrace Marshall Jr. We need to all of those dudes need to just be getting reps, dude. I don't want to hear nothing about this coaching staff saying this is like, oh, because how many times Ron Rivera said it was something like the 20,000 rep rule or something like that. Is like that's when a guy is like a pro after he gets a certain Matt Rule was always like, oh, they just need more reps. They just need more reps. This is the time, bro.
Yes.
This is the time. Who like somebody said earlier, let's not worry about that wear on DJ's body. Let's go ahead and play all these other dudes and see if any of them are worth keeping.
Yeah, it's evaluation season, man. You should be evaluating every young player that you have on the roster. And personally, I would like to see Brandon Smith get some reps at Mike.
Yes.
Like, why not let him play Mike linebacker, man? If he can do all the things that you require of a Mike linebacker and a 4-3, like, dude, he has all the physical talent that you want from that position. And he has the speed to be able to drop him back in coverage just like we did Luke King.
Bro, and the height, bro. I'm so sick and tired of
he's 6'4".
people throwing the ball over Shaq's head. It drives me crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Bigger, faster, stronger. That's what the Panthers need to be on. Bigger, faster, stronger, and put guys in the best position to be successful. I just don't. I don't. I don't think that we've done that in a very, very long time. A very long time. But also, as much as I would say, I think Shaq Thompson is the most likely player to be traded. Tony makes a good point. Like, what are we even expecting to get in return for Shaq Thompson?
I'll take a 7th.
Nothing crazy.
Early 5th or a 4th.
What we thought we were going to get for Robbie Anderson.
I don't think you're going to get I don't think you're going to get a lot out of Shaq.
Rather just make him play the rest of the year. Then, good God.
I mean, what he ain't. I don't think he's got a lot of trade value. But
I think
older, shorter, slower.
It may be
just
best.
free of cap space.
Yeah, for sure.
Tank season.
Yeah, somebody's got. Yeah, I guess. I mean, to get rid of his contract. How many more he does? I think because he renegotiated or that Shaq contract was premature, bro.
Yeah, it always was, man. Like, a lot of those players we signed just because we needed veterans that had been on the team that had been contributors in a big time way before.
We have 11 more games, dude.
Man.
This is going to be the longest season in memory. I don't even know if 2011 felt like this. I mean, we weren't doing the podcast then, but good God.
Y'all got 11 games. I ain't watching shit.
Oh, they also added a game too. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I wish we could have had this season in the 16-game season.
I'm going to chill on Sunday and not give a fuck about the Panthers.
I'm just going to make sure we lose. so we can
Exactly.
keep that tank
I was
going.
about to say I'll be turning them shits on just to make sure
I'll
we're
see
not
y'all.
winning.
Better go to church and pray.
Yeah.
That's what
I'll
we
see
need
y'all
to
in the
do.
off season.
Bro, if we win, somebody gotta get fired. Even not just on our team, but on their team for losing to the Panthers.
Hey,
All
do
I'm
y'all
saying
believe?
is,
Hey, go ahead, Corey.
I just had one thing. I've been thinking this the last couple of days, but as soon as the Panthers fully embraced the tank, the first thing they did was start the black quarterback and hire a black coach. That's all I'm saying.
I have a question.
The face of the tank.
Hold on. I know that.
Get him out there
And get rid of the white player.
I know that that Pickle gotta go. So Panther Pickle, I appreciate you, brother, as always. You got anything final for the show? We're probably gonna go for like another 15, 20 minutes anyway, and then get up out of here. But
keep pounding. I'll watch it, but I don't know what I'm watching it for. I guess to see the young guys develop. If I get real lucky, I'll see Cade Mays play a little.
Hey, real quick, give me a prediction for Carolina Tampa. The dread just washes over.
35-3, Tampa Bay.
Damn, that's accurate.
That's gonna be a get right game.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and book that.
We're Mr. Get Right.
I'm starting Tom Brady this week in fantasy. That's for sure.
If Tom Brady struggles against, do you know how mad that motherfucker? He might actually kill himself the line.
He might just quit right then. Be like, I quit football.
Might just retire then.
But real quick while we were talking, I forgot I read, if you look at the draft, how bad New Orleans needs a quarterback. They don't have one because they traded up in last year's draft to get a left tackle that's on IR.
You love to see it.
So good for New Orleans. And one thing, some people keep striving out Sean Payton. The way it's going, New Orleans is going to say, Sean, if you want to come back and coach, you're coming here. If you ain't, stay your ass retired. It's just,
especially if we have a number one pick.
Right.
We ain't giving that to him.
Right. And then Tampa Bay, Brady's going to retire next year. Tampa Bay ain't got shit behind him.
Hey,
Their offense is already struggling, so Tampa Bay is going to be in shit creek for the next 5 years, probably.
Yeah,
I'm seeing in the chat that Nick Saban's going about to retire. Has informed he's going to retire.
That's the first time. Didn't they just extend him?
That's what I see in the chat.
I have a question.
Man, how can you believe this shit? What's up, Nigel?
So without CMC, do y'all even think we're scoring any points? Just in general?
No.
Hey, PrizePicks had PJ Walker at 0.5 of a touchdown.
Oh my god.
So I don't know what that tells you. How about this? I wanted to get everyone's opinion on this. Baker Mayfield, like there was some clips of him throwing the football. And by the way, apparently Sam Darnold continues to get better as well, and yet they're still going with PJ. Now, is this just precautionary on both of their injuries, or is this coaching staff telling you how much they believe in Baker and Sam?
Bro, Baker Mayfield, he needs to either embrace being a backup next year or just play fullback like I want him to. Just be a crash dummy, put your head down, beat a Mike Tober for the team. Just run it to Pat Eflin's back. That's all you need to do.
If it was me, I would cut. If it was me, I would cut them both. I'd be done with it.
Oh, if it was me.
Yeah, but you also but if I would have cut him last week, like a month ago. But also Jacob Eason is still on the practice squad. He's going to be activated this week. That's it. He can't be activated no more unless he's on the 53-man roster. But I don't think we've even replaced CMC on the 53-man roster.
Nope.
I mean, look, I would like to see Jacob Eason get a shot, but people in hell want ice water, and they're not gonna get that. So.
Well, I don't think PJ is gonna stay healthy in this game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
Bro,
we're just embracing the tank, and I feel like the team's kind of just the injuries are. It's a good front to put on because you can't just start your third string quarterback. Just throwing them out there, but the injuries is kind of like a front or a good enough reason. But
just go out there and just take a knee.
I say it like this: if we were 3-2 or whatever, than Baker or Sam will be playing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, dude, none of that sounds wrong. It's like this is the perfect opportunity for the Panthers to tank without having to try to. And again, I'm a firm believer.
Just keep driving straight, bro.
Yeah, you only
stay in your lane, your fairway, right here. That's all we got to do.
Driving straight off that cliff.
Coaches and players never tank, but you tank from a front office perspective. And I believe that Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey, that's a part of it, man. We already had one of the worst offenses not putting up points. And then you take away your deep threat. And then you take away your do-it-all running back. It's like this offense is going nowhere fast.
0 points a game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was wrong about Baker Mayfield. He's getting us exactly where we need to be. He's doing his job, bro.
Yeah, you're pulling for him. Now you're pulling for him.
No.
Come on, Baker, throw another INT.
Exactly. He's tanking us.
Yeah. Oh, Baker, man.
He's not the franchise quarterback. He said, "I'm gonna get y'all one though."
Yeah, hey, I like that. Yo,
respect,
man. Shout out Baker doing the hard.
I might buy a Baker jersey. I lied. I'm not doing
Hell yeah. I mean, I ain't about to be. I ain't about to do all that. Maybe I'll let Tony continue to call me a Baker bottom, but that's about it, But dude, hey, let me get some predictions. I have a feeling it's not about to be real pretty, but I'm gonna go around and just get everyone's predictions for this Tampa Bay Carolina game at home. Probably going to be overrun by Tampa Bay fans, which, by the way, it's not like Tampa Bay has a much better fan base than ours, and yet the shit's probably still going to happen, man. So that's embarrassing.
What Panther fan wants to go to that game?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Why would you want to go to that?
Dude, nobody's going to be at that stadium.
Yeah.
It's going to be empty as shit.
Waste of money.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, man. But
is this?
Okay,
they should make it so it could be BYOB, and then we might go.
There you go.
Is this the first game? Is this the first game we're wearing black uniforms?
Yes, this is the first game wearing black, wearing our black tops. On
it's gonna make a huge difference.
Man,
for sure.
I got sick of the white jerseys, man. Seeing them too much.
I am too, man. I'm ready to welcome the black back onto our jerseys. CK, man, give me a prediction. So this is how we normally do it. Give me a prediction, who wins, give me your final score, and a breakout player, and it could be from either team.
Prediction: Bucks win. I don't think it's going to be like a demolishing because I think the Bucks have too many flaws and they're going to be missing a lot of pieces. But I think the Bucks win. Since I don't have a lot of confidence in our offense, I'd say 21-17. And the breakout player for the Panthers or for the entire, just anybody?
I mean, it could be whoever. I mean, a player that you think is going to impact the game in a big way. Sure. It could be from either team.
I think the breakout player is going to be. I think Lenny Fournette, if he's playing, he's going to have a field day.
I was going to say.
All right. Yeah, so they're going to run the football. Dude, that would be even more embarrassing if they run the football all over us.
Right.
Yeah, that's a bad look. Tony Dunn, the professor. Give me your prediction.
I like 35-3. 35-3. I don't know how we're going to score without Christian McCaffrey. We haven't been able to score barely with him. And my breakout player is Chris Godwin.
Okay. That's a name I haven't heard a lot of recently. So, yeah, maybe, Panthers is the get-right team. So that definitely wouldn't surprise me. I'm just going to go in order here, how I see it on the screen. Nigel, I appreciate you joining us again, brother. Tell me your final score, your breakout player, and who's the winner.
Well, the winner obviously is going to be Tampa Bay. I got them winning 27-3. 27-3. And my breakout player probably would be Leonard Fournette.
All right, another Lenny Fournette. Not mad at that, man. But we're gonna have more people back on defense, though. Horn's coming back. Louver is coming back. I believe Jeremy Chin's coming back too. So that's something to consider. By the way, no one has even predicted a touchdown for the Panthers yet.
We got to score one on defense, bro. That's the only way we can get it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I ain't even mad. Next up, Jordan, you gotta come on here more often, bro.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you gotta come in here more often, bro. We be having good ass conversations, man. And you're my guy in the chat room, bro. So I appreciate you coming on. So tell me what you think about this matchup. Who's gonna win? Final score, and give me a breakout player. Either team.
I'm feeling that we don't score at all, not even getting field goal range. Which is sad. And I want to say Brian Burns gets his first sack on Brady because I remember him saying that he wants to do that, but I feel like J.C. Horn is going to like break out. Like they're going to keep they know people know not to throw at J.C. Horn, but I think he's going to submit himself as one of the top corners this week when he goes against Mike Evans.
Yeah, all right. I like that, man. I like that. At least we have someone shining down here in Carolina, man. I like that. I like that a lot. Next up, Kev, White Chocolate Espresso, the professor's bastard son. That's his chosen title at this point. What are you thinking, man? Who wins? What's the final score? Give me a breakout player.
Yeah, I'm not watching the game. So I said in the group chat, if this team is tanking, then I'm tanking as a fan. Don't tell me to watch the game. Don't tell me to come to the game. Don't tell me to buy merchandise. I'll see you in the off season.
Yo, you know damn well you're gonna be in our Panther room like we were last Sunday, watching that damn game. You know damn well you about to watch
They got
that game.
4 years to write this ship. I'm done.
All right,
man. All right, Corey, man, tell me your final score, your breakout player, and who you got winning.
Yeah, man. Tampa Bay, I say like 27-6 sounds good. Because Tom Brady ain't gonna he ain't gonna throw no picks against us, and then we can only score on defense. Let's hope for a Dante Foreman game, man. Let's see Dante Foreman break out or do something.
I like that. And hey, man, they interviewed him today. He has an incredible opportunity in front of him. Now that's our running back one.
He's a really good player, man. He's legit good.
Dude, last year he broke off some Derrick Henry-esque runs, like straight up. He's got some talent, no doubt about it. All right, that just leaves me, man. So I'm gonna go 27-7, Carolina. We're gonna manage the touchdown.
Who scored that touchdown?
Laviska Shenault.
Okay.
Is he alive? What's going on with him?
He is, man. He's alive. He's back. And my breakout player, this is where I'm going to have to go back to being depressing. It's Antoine Whitfield, the free safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Winfield, I believe. He might have a couple little pick sixes, man. He honestly might, dude. He might get a couple of them things. Because, by the way, you know that DJ Moore is the only go-to guy now. I think they're going to sit on top of DJ, and I think either their corner, who I forget the name of right now, the dude who went to Auburn, and Antoine Whitfield. And I think they're going to play aggressive, and PJ, he's going to throw some interceptions, and you already know that.
Yeah.
So, damn, man. Well, you know what? That's another edition of the C3 Friday Free-For-All, man. My name is Cody Lashney. I do this every Friday, man, and I do it with my boys. I appreciate every single one of you for coming on here and rapping and hanging out, talking about Panther football. Please hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Even in a bad season like this, but we need to get to 5,000 subscribers before the end of the season, man. Make it happen. Hit that like and subscribe. Tony, you have anything you want to tell the people before we jump out?
No, just remember the post-game show Sunday after the game. We got you guys back. We got 11 to do. We need y'all's help to be there. Don't forget the number's 252-228-5098. My bastard son, I promise you this, he might not show up to the game, but he will try to come home in the post-game. I hope to see you guys all there, and we thank you all that are in the chat and also on this panel tonight, man, for y'all's support. You guys have been great, and welcome to the fam.
Absolutely.
You rejected me too many times, Tony. No.
Well, until next time, C3 Panther Nation, we wish our final goodbye, good luck and farewell to our soldier, Christian McCaffrey. He's moved on to greener pastures, and even though I'm damn sure not pulling for the 49ers, I'm always going to be pulling for Run CMC, baby. Shout out my
pour it
guy,
out,
Christian.
man. Pour it out.
Pour it out. Although you know Kevin's not wasting that beer. Take a sip out of that bowl, bro. All right, brother. This has been another edition of your show, C3 Friday Free for All. My name's Cody Lashney. Until next time, you already know what it is. Keep pounding.